time for a Seraphim Series playoffs. Our competitors worked really hard to get here, and they're putting everything on the line to win it all.
Hello there, folks. Come one, come all, bask in the glory of Seraphim Specialized Training number 7, the premier Friday tournament on this Friday. And I'm very excited for some great Omega Strikers matches along with my co-caster.
Hello, I'm Cloak Oak. Glad to be here tonight.
And I am Frying Pan Man. I'm also just as glad to be here tonight. And we will be gearing into our first match of the stream very soon. But yeah, we're very excited to have you tonight.
We're looking at Slot Machine versus Chikara Glazers for this first match. And we've already got everybody in the lobby, so I believe we'll be starting shortly. But just a quick glance forward at what we can expect to see from these teams. Chikara Glazers have Karina Neko, who is a Dubu one-trick, and Kyo, who plays a lot of Era, and then Kacharin, who has a pretty diverse roster with Asher, and I believe they have some other stuff too. Hold on, what else have they got going on? But yeah, I just played against them in Swiss. Very, very strong team. They also have a Juno. They have a very prominent Juno. And then on the side of Slot Machine, we have Lightning Witch, who's also a prominent Era player, but with plenty of other forwards to back them up. That One Gamer, who's an Aimi and Kazan goalie, and Just Logan, who is the premier Octavia Demon. And we're moving into Night Market here for this first match of this best of 3 series.
That's the layout here, folks. Cloak's got all the info. I'm going into this a bit blind, but we'll have to see how these teams end up working their characters. First off, going into bans here, we're going to be removing both Octavia and Dubu out of the
banning
game.
out both of the big one-trick players on the teams makes sense.
Going to put the pressure on them for their secondaries to really perform. And in terms of teams here, we'll be seeing Atlas, Asher, and possibly Now here on one side, and Kazan, Era, Aimi on the other side. 2 very decent comps, one with a lot of support and one with a lot of offensive power. Interesting to see how they clash.
I'm guessing we're looking at the Kazan goalie, and it's a team player start. This is going to be an uphill battle here for Chikara Glazers up against that team player Kazan, which is just a disgusting combo to play against.
Starting on the point here, Just Logan and Lightning Switch are keeping really good offensive pressure. The passes there allowing Lightning Switch to pick up the first lock. Continuing the pressure here, but Karina Neko, great defense there, avoiding both locks being taken out. Currently the ball's floating a bit. You can already see that team player coming in from the Kazan, and unfortunately Asher is going to go down there from that hit, giving Lightning Switch and Just Logan a very good advantage, dribbling around, keeping it very, very stressful what's going to happen, but not going to be picking up a goal yet. Kacharin's back in play. Kazan, however, great team player shot there, going to find it through the middle and into the goal along with the Maelstrom.
Yeah, it's some unfortunate timings of the Maelstrom, and we had a little bit of lag there, I believe, from Karina Neko, which also was a bit unfortunate, but still looking strong here. Both of these teams appear to be playing stacked in lanes, which is an interesting approach to the map. But that Kazan team player, this is just vicious to watch. Every time that One Gamer is getting to touch the ball, just zips across to the other side of the map.
Yep, it's perfectly setting up here for Lightning Switch to take that first barrier with the right click. Still though, great defense from the Atlas. Unfortunately, a not so great hit there is going to take that barrier, and Lightning Switch, perfect timing with the flip, going to come in, able to strike war for the second point.
That's Lightning Witch, by the way, no S in there. We're looking at core flips coming online here now. Just Logan and Karina Neko already have theirs up, and there's Kyo coming in with another one. So Chikara Glazers are at an energy advantage right now and have a chance to bring this back. Oh, but there's the barrier going down for them. All right, they're on the back foot now.
On top of that, we're also seeing a flip here from Just Logan, possibly going to be coming out soon. Great setup over there. Neko's going to have to spend the flip to get it out, but not going to pick up any barriers from doing so. The Aimi ult going to keep it up. Kyo's also got a flip, might be coming very useful here, coming up soon, but... And that's what I'm telling you right there, folks. Now is going to be able to help save that core, allowing the Chikara team to keep it up. Kachrin's going to try and take the advantage here to make that barrier, but not able to do so. Neko now having to deal with Just Logan and Lightning Witch's offense. Able to do so very successfully, but they are not giving up. Great teleport there to keep the Corrin with the Aimi ult. Still, again, great defense from Neko coming out to keep that ball in play. But just as great offense coming from Lightning Witch here. That right click, great timing and great hit. Neko's not able to reach it, and it's going to be a clean 3-0 set here.
There were some fantastic strike wars there from the side of Slot Machine. All three of them appeared to really, but I mean, especially Lightning Witch and Just Logan, appeared to be really honed in on those strike war timings. I didn't see them lose too many of those. This first draft, we're looking at the Twin Drive Denial from Era, but Atlas still ends up with Prime Time, which is pretty good. This is Spec Training going to the Kazan goalie, maybe looking to do a bit of brawling alongside what they've already got. And now we'll sadly not get Monumentalist, but still gets Castellast, which is a very good pickup for her.
Great pickups all around, and that first barrier is going to go down. Kazan Primary was not able to reach that. Kachurin's going to try and take the advantage here along with Kyo to grab the second barrier, and they're able to do so. That primary from Kazan was not enough to stop it here. Neko's able to keep the ball up, but Just Logan's making a good effort to try and pick up a barrier for their team. Still, though, again, great defense from Neko. That strike shot really coming in clutch. Great passes, though, and the strike war from Just Logan. We were just talking about the great strike wars. They're already leading to a great two-barrier hit there, and also Just Logan's now got flips, so you got to watch out for that. Still, though, keeping the ball in, Neko is now going to have to deal with the flip. Not able to do so, though. Just Logan keeping a great lead here with that awesome point.
One thing I will say is even though we haven't gotten to see... Oh, we're seeing a little switch up here from Kyo and Kachurin, trying to get something new going up. In terms of matchups, though, for these teams, if there's anybody that you want up in the face of a Kazan goalie, I think that it's an Asher forward. Because what's the horrible thing about having a Kazan goalie? He's got a lot of reach, and he's got a lot of abilities that just allow him to hit the core a lot, so he can, outstrike you. And Asher doesn't care as much about those things as a forward. So if they can get some offensive pressure up, which we're seeing some very sketchy core flips and now primaries that might help that out there, hopefully Kachurin will be able to cook. But both barriers go down for the side of Chikara Glazers, and it's a quick team player Kazan strike right into that top corner.
Yeah, I really got to agree with you. Kachurin's gotten some really close calls there to try and make a big offensive play on the Kazan, but unfortunately it hasn't really been able to fully convert yet, and not able to get those barriers as well as Just Logan and Lightning Witch have been able to. But still, we might be seeing a turnaround almost. That Asher was great, but not able to keep it up there. Still, though, Kazan and Kachurin both got flips here to work with, so a lot of resources going to be coming out. Great flip
Fantastic
there as well
press.
With the delay. Exactly, I completely agree with you there. It was perfectly timed to grab both barriers, and we might be seeing the momentum shift here. Still, though, Just Logan's got a flip, so you got to watch out for that moving into this. Oh, and great hit there. Keeping it over, but not enough to pick up a goal. Lightning Witch now, having to try and get it past now, but not able to do so. Kyo making great use of the primary to strike it into that goal and getting the first point for Chikara.
That these now primaries are going to be a real problem with Castellast. They can just grow so big and stay out there so long. They start to become a real threat, locking down whole portions of the map and threatening those incredibly quick goals.
I definitely agree with you there. Chikara's going to have to use that to their advantage moving forward. Still, no barriers gone down yet. A lot of good offensive pushes from both sides, but at the same time, both teams have gone great defense. However, Lightning Witch is going to be going down there. That's going to give Chikara the advantage here to push up, as well as the flip there not being hit successfully. Kotrin's going to pick up that first barrier. A great Ivy ult, though, is going to keep the second barrier from going down. Still, though, again, Kyo's here got the flip. The resources are going to become vital in these next few seconds. Still, though, Just Logan able to keep it up, almost picking up a barrier, but Neko being in the perfect position to avoid it, but unfortunately not able to avoid losing the barrier here. Team player coming out from Kazan. Again, great hits. Kotrin with the flip, almost getting it, but not quite enough. Still, that Maelstrom is going to mess up that pass there. Lightning Witch is going to get a chance to move up, keeping the core over on Chikara's side, almost leading to a barrier, but not quite enough. Again, great defense from Neko. Lightning Witch, however, moving in, able to pick up that barrier, and now it's on their advantage to try and pick up the goal.
That core is just zipping every which way. I can't blame Karina Neko for not being able to grab that. I mean, as Atlas, you're on a bit of a timer, especially against a team player Kazan and such prominent forwards as Lightning Witch and Just Logan. But when the core is moving that fast, there's just not too much you can do to save those goals. Just Logan's going to end up with Timeless right here. Very close to the Aimee ult Exodia, which is pretty scary. We're getting some size in here for the Asher, which could help to swing some momentum. And Kyo opting for the Deadeye now over Heavy Impact, which has been a popular pick lately, but I'm interested if they know something that I don't. I know that Deadeye also helps to get some of those funky primaries in. I guess we'll see those as we head into this third set.
Yeah, no.
Unfortunate KO right there.
I haven't seen much of Deadeye now either, but I have heard recently that it's been doing some work. Still, an unfortunate KO there is going to lead to both barriers going down on the side of Chikara Glazers, and it's going to give a very good advantage. Lightning Witch is going to try and keep the core here. Kyo and Neko still in a good position, however, to avoid anything too devious. The Maelstrom going to help keep the core in, and we're going to see the flip is going to lead to not only Reno Neko's death, but also the first point here for the slot team.
I just now noticed also the huge level gap between these teams. Kyo is only level 4, which is really not where you want to be at in the third set. I don't know if that's because of the just how effectively Slot Machine has been playing around those now abilities, or if it's something else, but it is, you know, it's telling as to how the first couple of sets have gone. But we have double core flip coming online, and finally a KO onto Just Logan right there. Let's see if they can use this power play to hopefully flip it up there. And beautiful Asher primary from Kotrin.
Yeah, looks like the momentum swinging the other way yet again. Kyo and Kotrin getting a great chance to make another big offensive play. That Aimee ult, however, from Just Logan is going to make that difficult to do. Neko now having to block here against that Maelstrom, going to be pretty difficult. All team members coming back and able to save that. However, that team player making a really devious hit, almost picking up that barrier, but not quite enough. Still, we're in overtime here, and that means Kazan is really powered up on those closed umbrella strikes, so you have to be careful moving in. Gonna have to spend the flip there to avoid Kyo from intercepting. The core is gonna come back to Lightning Witch and Logan, who are gonna try and keep it up with that ult. Getting very close, but Neko, great strike there to avoid, on top of that strike shot, to avoid any barriers going down. Still, Kotrin and Kyo aren't yet able to find a full goal here, but they are great at keeping the ball up. Kazan hitting it out, but not enough to get the ball to Just Logan. It's still on Kotrin and Kyo's side, but Witch is going to come in with that primary, and Neko's unfortunately going to have it hit into the lock, and Just Logan in the perfect position to pick up that goal here.
Lightning Witch is getting so many incredibly set up and well-timed Maelstroms in there. I mean, just bowling through Karino, Neko, and Kyo, they've been getting pretty consistent goals with the aid of that ability.
Consistency is really good. Pattern recognition is just a really powerful thing to have, and keeping that pattern is what makes it work. We'll have to see how it plays into here, though. Just Logan getting the ball to Lightning Witch, able to grab that first barrier, but Kyo's able to get it past. Still, though, the Aimi ult is going to mean that Slot Machine's push is not yet over, especially with that flip there. Still, no flips coming out yet, but here it is. Neko trying to spend the flip to save it, but not enough. He might be seeing here the final point unless Chikara can make a big comeback here. Katrin's trying to, though, with that great first barrier, not able to connect into the second, though. Lightning Witch's chance here on top of Just Logan's to keep the ball up. Able to do so with that Aimi ult still. Kyo is going to find an angle out, but a really fast pass set from Kazan to Lightning Witch, and the unfortunate miss of the strike shot is going to lead to that final point in favor of Slot Machine.
Incredibly swift and efficient win there from Slot Machine. Well played by all of them. I mean, the stat page tells the whole story that you need to know. Well, we were raving about team player Kazan, and while, certainly, they got a goal off of it, clearly, Kazan was helping to keep some of that pressure up. Let's be honest here, Lightning Witch and Just Logan, they don't need a Kazan goalie behind them. We're looking at 114 and 146 redirects from them, respectively, and nearly a third of those, for Lightning Witch, almost half of those are shots, meaning that the entire time that game, they were doing an incredibly effective job of keeping that pressure up and just not giving Chikara Glazers a single break. Really unfortunate, because I was enjoying watching Chikara Glazers go at it for the first game, but that was a swift kill, right? I shouldn't say kill, because this is a best of 3 series. So right now, Chikara Glazers and Slot Machine in the locker room, hopefully adjusting their strategies right now accordingly. And going into this game 2 of the series, we can expect to see some new strategies being thrown around. And I look forward to seeing what they come up with.
Yeah, definitely. I think, as much as we talk about Kazan team player, a big reason, and you can see in the less redirects on Kazan compared to the teammates, the reason that the team player became so effective is because of that forward pressure. If it wasn't for that, Kazan would have had to do a lot more immediate defense and would have had less chances to get those forward passes. But as much as the score says otherwise, I think it was a very close set of points. It was just on the favor of Slot Machine here, but we saw a couple of momentum swings from Chikara Glazers that could have turned the tide had they been able to keep up the momentum, but unfortunately we didn't really see that come to fruition. So we'll have to see how they do in their future games. I completely agree with you there.
Yeah, I mean, when they were able to get the core onto the side of Slot Machine, Katarine was very, very effective at playing around the Kazan goalie, being up in his face, grabbing the barriers, and Kyo set up some very, very good, now primaries to cover a lot of space. But it's just going to be a matter of them getting those pushes started, because them coming off of defense has been a struggle so far. They certainly, though, if they can get that offense going, I have no doubt that these teams are significantly more evenly matched than that last batch would lead us to believe. What map is it that we're going into right here?
We're going to Atlas Lab, I believe. I think I saw it before we started, which is another pretty big competitive map, so interesting to see how they play it.
Surely we don't get team player start 2 times in a row, right?
That'd be pretty devious.
Kyo is hovering a Kazan of their own this match. Unless they're looking to ban the The Imi or the Octavia? Okay, yeah, they're banning out just Logan's Octavia, which I would say is a good play. And then, of course, the Dubu ban onto Karina Neko makes sense. This is interesting. Are we about to see a Kazan midfield here? It's a rare pick, especially on maps like this, where typically, you know, even though brawler and kill comp playstyles do seem to thrive on Atlas Lab, typically like to see characters with a lot of core control and you know, high mobility to reach from one side of the map to the other. Oh no, okay, they swapped off the Kazan. We're looking at the exact same comp, except with Kyo running Era in the place of Now.
That could work well. We did see a lot of great Era plays from Lightning Witch in that last game, so we'll have to see if Kyo can match that energy moving into this one.
Moving into place to match the eras up against one another on kickoff.
That's fair.
Very,
Better
very
Era
interesting.
wins. Still, though, the first barrier is going to go down on the Chikara Laser side, but Neko is keeping a good defense up to avoid that second. Still, though, same with the Kazan of Slot Machine, able to do so very effectively. Still, the Imi ult is going to lead to the second barrier going down as well, so we're going to have to be careful moving in here. Lightning Witch and Just Logan almost able to keep that offense up, but Katrian and Kyo are going to find a great opening to get the ball, the core, to hit that first barrier on the Slot Machine side. Almost to the second, but Kazan is placed perfectly to avoid anything too bad happening. Still, Kyo having to strike war there, not able to do so. On Slot Machine, able to keep it out with that Imi ult, and it's now Lightning Witch's time to find that shot right in between them. That flip is not going to work out from Karina Neko, unfortunately, and it's going to lead to the first point of Slot Machine.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the starting awakenings now and noticing that Lightning Witch has opted to go for Fight or Flight instead of Monumentalist on Era. That is a unconventional pick, considering that Monumentalist is considered a top tier pick on Era typically. Those Maelstroms are just so deadly, but I mean, they're keeping up great core control. Just Logan with a fantastic delay on that core flip will score yet another goal for Slot Machine. Just Logan, on the other hand, did opt for Monumentalist, which is one of the lesser valuable ult buffing awakenings for Imi, but still a good pickup.
Yeah, no, the Monu pick is, I think it works well with Lightning Witch at least, because we've seen a lot of those big plays, and that speed is going to help to continue making those. So if anyone can pull it off, I think Lightning Witch's Era can. But speaking of Era, Kyo is going to keep that core up really well, almost getting the second barrier with Kachirin, but not able to fully convert into it. It's on Just
Beautiful
Logan
defense
and
right there, though.
Oh, for sure. Karina Neko is really doing great to avoid any barriers being lost here. Still, though, oh, and an amazing secondary again to keep that from happening. Still, we're going to see the flip here on Lightning Witch possibly coming out. Actually, both teams have a lot of resources here, so we're going to be seeing flips fly in a second. We already see one there from Kyo. Getting it in,
Beautiful call
is
out.
going to help to convert with the Strike War on top of that shot to get the score there.
Yeah, Katrian did a wonderful job playing against that one gamer's core flip right there. Called it out right in the pocket and grabbed that barrier, which led to that well-timed strike war and goal.
Both teams here still got a flip floating, as well as two players with close to flips, but we're already seeing Chikara Glazers make an impressive push. That ult is going to make it difficult to do anything, really, and it's going to give Katrian a really efficient goal. The momentum is swinging, and we're finally at 0.5 in this set. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I mean, Katrian and Kyo are playing two characters who are very good at making pocket pushes, right? Asher, great at holding the core in those pockets and applying constant pressure there. Era, of course, with the Maelstrom and speed boosts, really, really effective at getting into the pocket and then following it up with that incredibly devastating Maelstrom. And we're seeing it right here. They drive right into the pocket, sadly get it swept back out, and Slot Machine is back on the move again, putting up this offense that they are notorious for at this point. I mean, playing 2 midfielding characters and being able to apply this much pressure is just impressive.
Yeah, no, double midfielders is a comp that I think can work really well, but you need to have that really well-coordinated team to make it work. And some teams just really do make it work. And I really agree with what you said about the pockets there. I like to personally call a lot of characters like Dubu and Asher hot pocket characters because they become really effective when you just throw the core somewhere they can't reach. But speaking of somewhere you can't reach, Kureno Neko is going to get an amazing hit off of the Atlas secondary, and that's going to lead to the first set finally in favor of Chikara Glazers.
Chikara Glazers are back in it. This draft, we're seeing Missile Prop fall to the Atlas. They've already got strike shots. That is going to be one long-range primary. I'm not sure what these eras are going to be eyeing here. Probably Egoist, if I had to guess. Yeah, Egoist and Knife's Edge. And then Glass Cannon will fall to the Kazan. Even more power. If he gets just a little bit more power, that Kazan will be able to, even without overtime, shoot red cores for absolutely no reason. What is this Kazan character? What is he doing in this game? Someone stop this man.
Yeah, Kazan is a little bit too devious for me as well. And speaking of devious though, just Logan's gonna be using the Aimi ult to pick up the second barrier there, giving a very clear advantage at the start here to Slot Machine. Still though, Katrian's putting up a great fight here, getting the ult out to pick up that first barrier with Kyo. Still though, Lightning Witch is keeping up a really good offense. That Maelstrom almost enough to get it up, but not quite. Kazan finding a open shot in between them to get it up there, and it's still on Slot Machine, keeping the offense up. That primary almost enough, but not quite, but the core is going to fly over to just Logan, who's going to get a pretty easy shot into that top corner uncontested.
Yeah, I'm interested in Katrian's and Kyo's approach to the midfield up against Slot Machine here, because they appear to just kind of, each one of them marks someone and attempts to strike war them, which is a bit of an unconventional approach. Usually, you know, someone cuts the pass, somebody kind of pops back and either plays second goalie, or you have the forward up ready to receive a pass. This is a new approach, and I'm not sure how well it's working out for them here, as Slot Machine just, again, blitzes right through their defense and puts a core flip into the bottom corner. Fantastic play from Slot Machine.
Yeah,
nothing that we haven't seen from them before, but fantastic.
They're continuing the trend so far. That was a lot of layers in that onion, and Kureno Neko didn't have many options there to deal with it. Still though, we're staying even here, both barrier on both sides being taken out. The Lightning Witch is single-handedly keeping the core in that corner, almost getting the barrier, but not quite. The midfielders dropping back to keep the core from hitting it. Still though, Lightning Witch is going to get another chance here. Kyo's going to stop that chance with a great primary, but is also going to get stopped in the same vein by the ult there. So you got to really be careful of those. Just Logan, great Aimi ult, is going to keep it up. Katrian's going to have to spend the flip there, but is able to avoid barriers being taken down. Still no barriers being taken down on Slot Machine's side, so they're going to have to find a big play here to make it work. Lightning Witch's time again in the corner, not able to convert but Just Logan's trying to keep it up. Katrian's going to find an opening, but not quite, and Lightning Witch is going to get the core back, able to hit that barrier. Fair enough, we're going to have to spend flip here. Going to have to be careful moving forward. No flip. Kazan's going to be, unfortunately, wasting the flip. And Lightning Witch almost getting a great shot. But Kureno Neko, great defense, able to use that Atlas secondary to avoid anything too devious. And Kyo is going to find an opening within all of that to pick up barriers. Both goals are open. We're going to have to be worried. We're going to have to be scared. Have to be really careful. Hitting into Lightning Witch there. Almost led to the goal being taken away, but able to defend it quite well. Kyo, unfortunately, losing the core there, but keeping it up with the help of Kureno Neko. That middle going to be popped here. The Imi ult's going to deal a lot of damage to Kachirin. And on speaking of damage, Just Logan going to be even killing Kachirin with that flip. Striker advantage going to be have to push here along with that flip to get the 1-1 set score here now. Great set by Slot Machine.
Yeah, I don't think that this man-on-man tactic that Chikara Glazers is attempting to employ in the midfield is working out particularly well for them. I mean, it just seems like Slot Machine have two forwards who are incredibly good at strike warring. And when that's the case, what are you supposed to do? When your entire strategy in the midfield revolves around, oh, we're going to beat them in this strike war. It's I think they're going to have to take a new approach to the midfield if they want to make a good set like that first one was.
Yeah, I'm still wondering myself what really changed, but I do agree with you that the strategies haven't been working there. You can see there, Lightning Witch just won the strike war there. It really comes down to that, and just haven't been performing enough in order to make it work. That's going to lead to both barriers going down. Almost the goal there, but able to defend. Not quite, though. Lightning Witch in the perfect position to strike war yet again. This strike wars are making the match work in favor of Slot Machine.
I just now realized that one gamer ended up with spec training Kazan yet again. Have fun being up in this Kazan's face now, Asher. I've had my fair share of trying to play forward against a spec training Kazan goalie. It's not very possible. He'll just kill you.
Yeah,
so
sounds about right.
I hope that they fare better against it than I did.
Still though, Just Logan is looking like the one who's about to be killed with that very low stagger bar, and we didn't even bring up the fact that Slot Machine took out both their barriers quite quickly. Very difficult to have a chance to deal with Kazan if you can't even keep the core up there. Just Logan getting close to picking up the goal, but not quite. Still single-handedly keeping it up. Neko's going to use the primary to get it out, though. It's on Lightning Witch now to flip. Casing it a little bit, but is going to pick up the kill, giving a very good striker advantage. Kachirin's going to have to come in and use the flip, giving time, hopefully, for Kyo to come back. Lightning Witch and Just Logan are still going to try and find the opening, but Kyo is back now. It's going to be a bit harder to do. Imi primary, great use there, but Neko able to defend, but Just Logan's going to be coming in there for a very devious upward shot. Neko was not ready for that one. That's going to give the second point to Slot Machine team.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of prayers that are going in for Chikara Glazers right here. Their win condition right now, we have Kachirin, who started sparking last draft. If they can get those sparks online, that gives them a really good shot at victory here. And then I think the other main thing that needs to happen is this midfield strategy's gotta switch up. But they're blitzing right now. Did a really good job taking out both of the barriers, and they've still got one to spare on their side. Asher ult barely missing there. But the air ult removes Kazan from the field. Kachirin attempting to dash in to grab the goal. Oh man, this is... Oh, Just Logan decided they did not want to deal with it anymore. And you know what? That's fair.
I suppose that is an option in the heat of battle. Moving on to the next round could work out better. That one gamer's defense has been really making it hard. I think when Chikara Glazers is able to convert into offense, they're doing very great at it, but it's just difficult to find that opening against this team. However, they found it now. Great set of double barriers by Kyo and Kachirin are gonna give a very good advantage over to Chikara Glazers, but a barrier is gonna be going down after that middle explosion. Just Logan unable to get the second barrier, but Lightning Witch is going to make an attempt now. Going to have to strike war, and a great hit there. I'm not even sure what killed there. It might have been the Atlas primary, I think, actually. Is going to lead to Lightning Witch going down. The striker advantage is going to be pushed here. Great set of hits, but is going to get a very unfortunate angle, but Kotrin with the flips going to be able to pick up, shoot it through that one gamer, and get that second point. We're at another 5-point set here, people.
Just Logan had a little backwards glitch pop right there. So maybe Chikara Glazers have a secret third victory condition, which is that just Logan keeps hitting the core in the wrong direction. Oh, but just Logan with a beautiful blink hit from the Imi right there. Almost grabs a barrier with it, but fantastically timed Atlas abilities from Karina Neko will prevent anything bad from happening there. And just Logan having core flip come online right here. They'll be looking to use that right here to grab a barrier. Maelstrom coming out from both eras, unable to really influence anything.
Moving in here, that second barrier is going to be popped by that break of the middle here. It's on Karina Neko now to keep it away from any goal. Kotrin is doing a great job of strike warring, but is very low on health. I think that one gamer wanted to try and kill there, but not able to fully connect. That flip is going to be a very devious tool, but it might not even matter because Lightning Witch, again, with the strike wars, they are working, and they are working very well to get that next set for the slot machine.
Oh, man. This is not what you want to see as Chikara Glazers. Anything and everything that Imi could possibly want is in this draft. However, Kachirin also has several good options. Opts to dip away from the Sparks in lieu of Heavy Impact, hoping to get the quick burst of utility out right now. But Kazan does get another Size Awakening, which could be quite scary. I mean, that poke, that closed strike, that can get quite large and very difficult to play around among his other abilities. But we'll see what happens as we move into set 4 here. Oh, a little bit of lag here from that one gamer.
That one gamer taking a bit of an unorthodox strategy as a mix-up on the other team. Not sure if it's going to work out here.
It's all a ploy. It's all a ploy. He's turned invisible. Kazan has used Drakkar secondary. They're actually just biding their time and about to see. Look, he comes out of it right now.
Drakkar secondary is over, folks. They're back. Not sure if that play really led to anything, but we're back in it, folks. Just Logan gonna be having to strike for Kotrin here and having a bit of difficulty doing so, and that's gonna allow Kotrin to set up that very powerful hot pocket as well as the Atlas primary coming out. Still though, great set of defense from that one gamer, and Just Logan is not gonna lead to any barriers being lost. Watch out for that Maelstrom, able to do so. Kyo though, getting the core sent to them after the first barrier, able to pick up the second barrier, and Neko finding an option, a chance to get that out of Lightning Witch's hands, almost able to avoid any barriers being lost, but that unfortunate hit around the back in the alleyway of Atlas Lab is going to lead to both goals being open now, and with Kazan having those powerful strikes, you got to be careful about how fast that team can convert. You can see here a lot of red cores being exchanged, but nothing big coming out yet. We still got flips on both sides, but that one gamer is going to have to use their flip. The resource advantage is now on the side of Chikara Glazers, and that might come into play very soon. Kotrin able to keep the core up. Kyo with the flip, going to be using it here, but that one gamer finding an opportunity to slide in there and prevent anything too bad from happening. Getting great passes over to Lightning Witch, getting the core in Neko's face. Neko not having to use the flip yet, but with Lightning Witch's flip, possibly that might change, but not quite. The flip being wasted by Lightning Witch, and Neko able to get it out. Kotrin having to deal with the Imi ult, and avoiding a very precarious situation there. Most goalies would not have avoided all those hits, so great job by Karina Neko avoiding all that. Still, though, not able to find an opening over to the midfielders, but able to do so now. Great Asher slide, but Just Logan finding an opportunity to get to Lightning Witch, able to pass it, but not able to convert into any goals here.
This is the most intense game of back and forth that we've seen these teams have in both of these games, but a well-timed pass into Lightning, which is primary, will secure the first goal of this set for Slot Machine, and they are on their game point in terms of sets, at least. So this is quite a terrifying position for Chikara Glazers to be in. But they grab both barriers right there, and Kotrin is on the prowl, looking to press up into the goal box. Almost grabbed the goal right there, but just barely saved by just Logan. Back on defense now with core flips coming online for Karina Neko. Looking to make plays up front, but unable to find anything so far. The aerial comes out for Kyo, and the core flip beautifully somehow through the Kazan primary. I guess it doesn't have a continuous hitbox, so that is possible. And that will even up the points for Slot Machine versus Chikara Glazers.
Yeah, these last few points have been a little too much for me. I almost dried out my throat dealing with the balanced set of plays by everyone on the point before the last one. But it looks like to be the same way here. Barriers going down on both sides after that great Atlas secondary. It's now on Kotrin to keep the offense, but that one gamer is going to find an open pass to Lightning Witch to keep it out. However, Neko's also going to be preventing the second barrier from going down. Great positioning there. That one gamer trying to find a way out, but Kyo is strike warring very well there. Not quite well enough, as Lightning Witch is going to keep the core up in the corner with the flip. Got to be careful. The Atlas secondary, great attempt, but not enough to avoid anything. And Just Logan is going to be also with a flip here, looking to possibly set up into the goal. We've also seen flips on both goalies, so a lot of defensive power, but not quite, as Granoneko is going to have to use the flip there to avoid the point going to the Slot Machine. A great flip there, though, is going to avoid a barrier going down, and it's going to throw it back on Lightning Witch and Just Logan, who are able to work together, getting a great shot into the bottom half there, able to score the second, and possibly leading into the final point here for Slot Machine.
We are seeing an energy advantage, though, for Chikara Glazers. So hopefully as core flip comes online here for Katrine, and Kyo is halfway there, we will be able to see them even up the points. Core flip comes out as both barriers go down, and Katrine dropping the Asher ult, but unfortunately losing core control simultaneously, leading to not too much of a usable result. Kyo here looking to grab core flip.
Lightning Witch is going to be picking up that second barrier, leaving the goal open. You got to be afraid here. Both goalies are going to have to really get those defenses going. Kyo's going to try and use the primary there and the flip. Oh, a really nice flip, and Kashi is going to try and take advantage of that to get the kill, able to do so, but that one gamer is also going to be picking up a kill. Still, Gotchrin finding a free spot to dribble around Lightning Witch and Just Logan, able to pick up a point here. Chikara Glazers is not out of this one quite yet.
2-2 in this set. Both of these teams looking to hopefully secure the advantage for the rest of this map. Slot Machine looking to secure the win for the whole series. And we have core flip online for Karina Neko shortly to come online for everyone else. But a beautiful Era ult from Kyo will take out that one gamer, and suddenly we have a power play opportunity for Chikara Glazers. A double power play opportunity as a beautiful KO from Kotrin onto Lightning Witch allows them to secure the final point of that set. And I mean, this draft right here, this is the draft that allows them to do everything, but unfortunately, team player must be denied from the side of Chikara Glazers. Lest that Kazan becomes something truly disgusting. Kazan once said opt for his third size awakening. Absolutely disgusting to deal with, but we do get Cast to Last Era for Kyo, and then just Logan will opt for Peak Performance, which is just the most useful on its own of the garbage that was left there at the end of the draft. I mean, it's anyone's game right here. Both of them have a chance to clutch this out, and we'll see who's able to whip out the victory as we move into this fifth and final set of Game 2 between these two teams.
Yep, a lot of balanced hits so far. Barriers down on both sides, and that one gamer losing out the life to the Maelstrom. Kotrin trying to find an opening there, not quite able to do so. Great defense from Lightning Witch, and just Logan having to convert after the death of their goalie, but goalie is back, and that Aimee ult is going to make things a bit difficult to avoid. Not able to quite get it out. It's going to allow just Logan to pick up that second barrier along with a flip, although we are possibly seeing flips on both Lightning Witch Kyo and Kureno Neko. Speaking of flips, though, unfortunately, that one gamer is dead yet again, and just Logan's also going down. Chikara Glazers have found the formula. Killing the enemy team means they cannot deal with you because they are dead, and that is allowing them to pick up some great points here.
Yeah, Kyo has been setting up some... I wouldn't even say they've been doing anything different with their Maelstroms. I just think their Maelstroms have suddenly found the kills that they've been looking for this whole game. And I hope that luck continues for them. Or maybe I shouldn't call it luck. Maybe this is exactly what they want to do with the ability. I don't know. But it seems to be working out great for them right now. They've gotten, what, like 4 KOs in the past 2 minutes?
Yeah, no, a lot of lives being traded by a slot machine here. We'll have to see if that trend continues. Kotrin's going to be throwing the flip there to avoid just Logan's flip. Great play there. Both barriers are still available on both sides, but not anymore. Kyo is going to find a very cheeky Maelstrom to hit that barrier, and it's going to give Kotrin a great chance to shoot it right as the doors are opening and getting that second point for Chikara Glazers, who have decided to turn it all around.
You can't ask for better Maelstroms than that. Kyo is doing exactly what they need to right now. And I mean, they are on game point right here. Chikara Glazers showing that 3-0 game that we saw right before this was not all that they had in them. They have it in them to take this series as well, and they are on the offense on a power play right here, looking to press up into this top corner and grab the second barrier, but that one gamer snipes it with that Kazan strike, and yet again the enthralls of Kazan will send the core into the bottom left corner of the map, leading to Slot Machine's first point in this set.
Yeah, keep in mind, Kazan doesn't have a team player. It's not overtime. This is just the power of Kazan, along with looks like Powerhouse Pauldron's glass cannon. Yeah, that's just Kazan for you. But enough about Kazan. Chikara Glazer is doing great work picking up both barriers.
We're looking at the end of the match here. We're looking at the end of the match here.
Unless Slot Machine can find a chance to turn it around, but it's definitely in the advantage of Chikara Glazers to take this one. Hopefully, for their sake, they don't throw it all away. A great large Aimee ult coming out, but Neko's going to find the opportunity to pass it over to Kotrin. It feels like their strategy of marking is working a lot better now. Kotrin in the perfect position to hit them out of the way, find that goal, allowing Chikara Glazers to take this game pretty handily after the momentum swung in their favor.
Yeah, no, that was some beautiful play there from Chikara Glazers. They were on the back foot for a large chunk of that game, and then I didn't see them employing the midfield tactic that I was nagging on about for a hot minute there. I think they switched up what they were doing in the midfield. They were able to convert from defense to offense very effectively in the back half of that match, and that allowed them to put up exactly the pressure that they needed to clutch out that victory. So well played for Chikara Glazers, well played for Slot Machine as well. Almost eking out the victory of the series there. But not quite. We will move into a game 3 for this series to finally see which of these teams will come out on top in this round 1 of our playoff bracket.
Yeah, it's really difficult to say what exactly changed. My one guess, and I'm not entirely sure of this, I'm starting to think that it's possible that Slot Machine were playing somewhat risky positions in order to keep that core up, and Kyo and Katrian started possibly noticing that, and we saw a bit of that Golioki from Katrian really getting those kills on that one gamer, leaving the defense a bit short of one player and really helping those plays go. And again, the Kyo Maelstroms were just working really well in that last set. They were in perfect position, either getting kills or helping those barriers go down. It all seemed to really be getting put together near the end there.
Yeah, I wish I would have lingered on the stats page a little while longer, just to see exactly how many kills Kyo managed to get with with their Maelstroms. There were so many KOs that they got. I was really impressed with how they were using the ability for the back part of that game. I sadly closed out the stats page though. That's my fault.
Unfortunately, I did as well. The one thing I did notice is that both sides had a lot of redirects. I don't think there was anyone who had less than 200, and I believe some of the goalies were closer to 300. So a lot of really even points, a lot of hits in that game. In the end, though, it was Chikara Glazers who were able to shine through and make up for the previous game. But we'll have to see what goes on in the third game, whether Chikara Glazers continues the momentum or if Slot Machine finds the opportunity to switch up. Although it looks like in terms of switch ups, Chikara Glazers are switching out a team member. Kyo is going to be switched out for Seraphim in this next game.
Seraphim is known for their Aimi gameplay, but we've been seeing some good Estelle play from Seraphim as well, I believe. They are very strong in the midfield, and I mean, when it comes to the kind of are we also see? Oh no, never mind. Forget what I was about to say. With how Kachirin is playing forward right now, having a midfielder who is, you know, less eager to, you know, play in line with their forward and go for a bit more of a double midfield approach. Maybe having a midfielder who's playing characters that are going to feed the core forward and play in a more, I guess, linear conformation from left to right. Will work out better for Chikara Glazers. A bit interesting to see them swap that out though after coming to that victory. I'm not sure if Kyo is just not feeling it right now, or what, but I am sure that we're about to see a fantastic match play out between these teams.
You know, Kyo was really performing, especially near the end there, so hopefully Seraphim can pick that up in the same vein. In terms of map, though, we were talking earlier about those kills, and we're going to one of the biggest maps for kills. It's Aimi's app here, so a lot of blows going to be probably exchanged by both sides. We'll have to see if the comps end up swapping out a little bit, or if they're going to stay similar to what we've already seen.
I wonder if Seraphim has Erasmus. They do have Erasmus, in fact, but they're not running it by the looks of things. Looking to ban the Rasmus and Kachirin looking to run Juliet here, which will be a very nice pick. I am not certain if there's a Juliet on the other team, so this could be. It looks like Lightning Witch has some experience playing Juliet, but they're not going to run it here. They're letting the Just Logan Octavia through, so we might see some cooking there. And then I have no doubt we'll see some cooking there. And then Lightning Witch opting to go for Estelle over Era for some of that long-range support.
Yeah, I mean, looking into Awakenings here, we're going to be seeing a lot of long-range support in general, because it's going to be Aerial's start, giving Seraphim and Lightning Witch some great hits. But speaking of Lightning Witch is down after a great dash punch from Katrin. It's going to be now on that one gamer and just Logan to keep the core out, and they're able to avoid anything. But it's on Serapi now, getting a great pass, not able to fully convert, but still keeping the core well up there. A dash punch getting very close to getting the goal, but not quite. All right, moving in here, just Logan getting a great strike war, and another great hit, able to pick up the barrier, leaving both goals open on both sides. The defense going to have to be worried about that one. We're also seeing a flip coming out almost on Katrian. Going to have to watch that energy gauge. Still, though, the speed from the Octavia, and is going to keep it up. But Katrian says, you don't have a teammate anymore. I'm Juliet. And that's enough to not only pick up a flip, but also take out Estelle. The flip there going to be coming in great clutch, but is going to cast it slightly. Unfortunately, Serapi not able to pick up into a goal.
Unfortunately, reverse the dash punch there onto Lightning Witch, but it doesn't matter. Core floats in gloriously from who knows what Karina Neko was doing back there that managed to get the core going at that angle, but it scored a goal. So, fantastic work there, I suppose.
Yeah, they kind of squeezed it in between the wall and the Atlas primary. I feel like that's a thing from Rocket League, because one way you can score in that game is by squeezing the ball between your car and the wall. At least it felt similar to that. But either way, no barriers exchanged yet. I definitely think Katrin is going to be looking to possibly kill Just Logan here, seeing as Just Logan has no way to evade and was already quite hurt a bit already, but is already regaining that health. Serapi going to try and move in, using the flip to keep the ball in there, but that one gamer is going to use a flip to avoid the barrier of going down. Just Logan's chance here, however, gonna end up accidentally dribbling it a little too high, allowing Katrin to steal the core. Just Logan gonna go for the kill, but not able to connect. Great dodge by Katrin. Breaking the speed out here is gonna keep the ball up, striking it over to Lightning Witch, almost getting a barrier, but great defense from Grano Neko. Again, Katrin looking for that Octavia kill, and Serapi is going to help out with a great shotgun hit. Oh, gotta watch out for those Rose Thorns. Katrin blocked some of them, but not enough, and it's going to lead to the barrier, and the Just One Gamer, the Kazan goalie, it's very powerful with those hits. It's going to lead to a 0.1 for Slot Machine.
Even before the kill on Just Logan by Katrin, I do want to call out a great play by Katrin. They Julie ulted onto Just Logan to stall out the... Oh, speaking of KOs on Just Logan, there he goes again. Goodbye, Just Logan. But they stalled out the secondary, and Katrin's on a roll here. Gets the Julie ult off in the middle of that one gamer's face, and will secure the second point for them. Juliet's just a menace on this map. Absolutely disgusting to play against. Really fun to watch one cook, though, when you're not the one having to face it.
Yeah, she's definitely a character where as long as you're not the one who has to deal with her, she seems great. And I think we can definitely see why they didn't even bother banning out the Octavia this time, because Katrin's doing great work at keeping up that damage and offense. Still, though, the goal is down. Gonna have to watch out for the push by Lightning Witch and Just Logan, but Neko is able to avoid it. Great defense by that one gamer. Gonna have to get it past Serapi, and Katrin almost able to do so. The Julie ult's gonna come out. Great idea, but not quite enough. Neko's now gonna have to deal with a fully spruced up Octavia trying to speed around, but is able to find an angle out of there. It's on Katrin now, trying to get it in, able to hit that. Unfortunately, that one gamer didn't have the strike to avoid that barrier being taken out. And a great dash punch is going to send it past Just Logan, giving the set to Chikara Glazers.
Yeah, very clean set for Chikara Glazers. I mean, the one thing that could really throw off their momentum right here is Just Logan getting Chrono Booster or Cast to Last. And both of them have shown up here, and they cannot deny both of them. Well, they could, but it would really screw them up to deny both of them. With both of those Awakenings being nerfed now, though, there's a possibility, and Super Surge is on the table too. So as far as secondary scaling goes for Octavia, she's done. This is actually a really bad draft for Slot Machine. Really, really good draft for Chikara Glazers. Because this Octavia does not get to pop off as much as you'd like to see an Octavia do if she's your teammate.
Yeah, on top of Octavia being limited there, we're also going to see another team player deny away from Just One Gamer. We've already seen the power of it in the previous game, so it makes complete sense why they would go to deny that. So far, though, it's definitely the advantage over on Chikara Glazers, keeping the goal open. Just Logan, however, making some great plays with the speed, and Lightning Witch going to try and move in there, but Kotrin says no, no, no. Juliet time, and Lightning Witch is down. Still, though, Just Logan keeping some great hits over. Kotrin now with the flip, possibly looking to hit it there. Unfortunately, is going to buffer it in a not so good position, not able to do anything with it. And now it's the other story. Just Logan has a flip here. If they can get it over to Octavia, they can find an opportunity to pick up that barrier, but the strike shot is going to make it hard to do so. Great set of dribbles. Seraphim going to try and find a hit with the ult, but great defense from Just One Gamer is going to avoid that. Atlas secondary coming out, not enough to stop Just Logan from picking up that barrier. Both goals are open, and the defense is going to have to use the flip there. Watching out. Kotrin going to try and dribble in, not able to connect. Neko and Seraphim going to have to deal with Lightning Witch and Just Logan, able to find a great opportunity to do so. The red cores in overtime are making things go very fast. You got to watch out with how speedy it is. Betting on the strike war, Seraphim is able to do so. The right click from Estelle is going to put it in a very devious spot, but Seraphim and Neko are still good on the defense. An unfortunate primary from that one gamer trying to predict the top corner, but Seraphim did not go that way, is able to find the first point in the set for Chikara Glazers.
Yeah, Chikara Glazers really hitting their stride in this match and seem to be having no problem contending against this team that just absolutely destroyed them in game one. It's good to see that these teams have, you know, played around one another, and we've seen both of them really get to shine throughout this series. There's really, I have no clue what direction this game could go, because both teams right now, they've both got red cores in overtime. Usually that's Kazan's specialty, but Karina Neko got team player right here. So they both get that benefit in overtime. Seraphim's got an absolutely disgusting Drakkar build with missile prop and aerials. But Lightning Witch also has a great Estelle build. So like there's so much that has gone right for both teams, and a few things that have gone wrong for both of them. We're seeing the barrier fall down for the side of Chikara Glazers, though, and Just Logan popping that Octavia secondary, trying to put this goal in and even up the score.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of an endurance match. We're seeing the red cores come out at overtime is going to make it harder to make really fast plays, but it is going to work in favor for Lightning Witch there. A great pass from Just One Gamer is going to allow the Estelle hit right into that top corner, leading to the goal. And honestly, I think a big part of the momentum shift to get to that third game has been at least somewhat of more of a focus on kills here. We didn't see a lot of kills from Chikara Glazers in the previous match, but it feels like they're being more cognizant of that in this match, especially here now that we've got the Just Logan Octavia, a lot of health being lowered. And speaking of kills there, again, Kotrin is going to find a kill, but we're going to see some unfortunate lag from Kareno Neko is going to lead to that barrier going down. Very, very unfortunate to see that. That is going to lead to the goal being open. We'll have to see if Seraphim and Kotrin can make up for that. Is going to try and kill Just Logan, who has the flip, not able to avoid, but is going to use the flip. Is going to be able to use the flip in order to keep the core up there. Still, though, now Just Logan is lower on health and without a evade to their name. So Kotrin is definitely going to want to find a way to use that. Still, Neko having to deal with one side full speed Octavia. Another side, Lightning Witch with the Rose Thorns. Not a lot of options there, and it's going to lead to the point going to Slot Machine.
Yep, not much you can do there. Speaking of not much you can do there, Katarine says, "Hi, what's up? I'm Juliet, and you're dead now." Just Logan, though. I mean, if there's anybody you don't want to be in a 2v2 with, it's an Octavia with this secondary. But Karina Neko does a fantastic job of stalling it out right there, and it doesn't seem to cause them too many problems. Unfortunate barrier goes down for them right there, though. Katarine, though, getting another KO onto Lightning Witch.
Yeah, no, the best Juliet is one that can get those kills, and Katarine has really been doing that. Just Logan also looking really low, so gonna have to be careful here against the Drakkar and Julie. Still though, there you go, there you see it. Still though, Lightning Witch is gonna try to make a solo play. A bit of a devious hit there from the Blink, almost gonna lead to the goal, but not quite. Katarine and Seraphim having to deal with all those Kazan cooldowns. It's a very perilous task, but are able to pick up that barrier. Just One Gamer is going to have to spend the flip. Is a bit of a weird angle, but is able to find a great pass over to the teammates. But what does it matter if your teammates are dead? Seraphim and Katarine both finding amazing kills onto Just Logan and Lightning Witch, allowing them to make a pretty easy pass into the goal there.
And we were talking about level difference in that first game where Slot Machine swept. Here we're seeing the opposite. Huge level difference as Katarine and Seraphim are 1 and 2 levels above Lightning Witch and Just Logan. And core flips coming online for the entire team of Chikara Glazers right here. They are looking to put a swift end to the second set. Both core flips used, and while neither one of them found it on their own, Seraphim with a fantastically timed Drakkar ult is able to put the core into the back of Slot Machine's net. And Chikara Glazers coming in with a lot of momentum with no signs of stopping. And this is an unfortunate draft to lose a set on, because there are 3 Sparks and Monumentalist on the table. So that Estelle is going to end up with nothing useful. Drakkar gets the first pick of the Sparks, and this Estelle probably opts for, Resilience. I think there's an argument for either, but maybe I think Peak Performance was a Starting Awakening, so I guess they're hoping for scaling with Resilience, or with Reverb rather, later in this match.
Yeah, they might even be hoping for just enough health to keep it going on with how Katarine and Seraphim have been dealing those kills, but that's especially going to continue happening considering we've got Juliet with heavy impact. And even though it was just a Spark, Seraphim did opt for Spark of Strength, so again, more damage on that side. Still though, no barriers have been taken out quite yet. The ball's sort of freeform, both teams exchanging it, but Seraphim and Katarine are exchanging the players of Slot Machine into the IME bubble. The IME hole taking them out of the game, getting some pretty easy setups. Not many goalies can deal with all those layers, and it's going to lead to a first clean point here for Chikara Glazers.
KO them indeed. And I was a bit skeptical of the Pummeler's pick on Seraphim's Drakkar to start this, but I mean, if you're gonna get KOs this consistently as this comp, these guys essentially have a permanent 30% speed boost. Every single time one of Slot Machine's players is falling, they're getting that 30% speed boost.
That's a
really powerful.
It's very powerful, very difficult to deal with. We might be seeing another kill. Speaking of that here, yes we are. The Julie ult's going to come out. Just One Gamer having to defend against Seraphim and Katarine is going to find an opportunity to do so. Lightning Witch helping with the Strike War to keep the core in. Still though, Chikara Glazers with the power play. Wow, a great defense there from Just One Gamer, getting an amazing angle. It's now Just Logan's chance to try and find an opportunity, but Seraphim and Karina Neko able to avoid anything too bad happening. Still though, gonna have to be really worried. Both goals are open, but it feels like the core is just permanently on the side of Slot Machine here. Still, though, it might be changing as Jakar Glazers having to do a bit of defense, but able to do so successfully. Flip used by Kocherin is going to use up the flip of Just One Gamer, but Lightning Witch is also going to try to flip. Serapi's going to deny that. Just Logan now with the flip and the speed boost. You got to be careful with how Octavia can scale here. Still nothing quite happening yet. The flip coming out to avoid death and possibly pick up the core, but not able to do so. Just Logan at about half health, and Kocherin's going to be definitely looking for the kill here. Still, though, nothing yet made on terms of the goals, so both teams are trying to find an opportunity. Lightning Witch finds that opportunity. Krano Neko having to delay a bit there, but delaying a bit too much, and the Estelle primary is going to sweep it away, leading to 1-1 here in the set.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about, you know, the respective win conditions here. I think it's pretty obvious what Jakar Glazers are playing for. I mean, this is a disgusting KO comp. Kocher and Seraphim, both of them just on an absolute rampage. Slot Machine, though, playing on kind of a twofold timer. They're either hoping that they survive long enough to get into overtime and Kazan is able to, you know, really activate and help apply the offensive pressure, or they're hoping to score before, you know, they're all dead. And they are able to grab a barrier right there, and even though Kocherin puts Just Logan into the hole once more, Lightning Witch is able to secure a goal. And suddenly Slot Machine is looking to maybe claim their first set of this particular match.
I do think it's hilarious. As soon as you mentioned that we already know what Jakar Glazer's MO is, Kocherin immediately got a kill there. It's just perfect timing, but it shows what's really going on here. But still, yeah, no. Slot Machine has been finding their timings now, able to get it here, and we might be looking to go into the set here, but Jakar Glazers is going to be looking to just close it out here if possible. The core is floating here, but you're going to have to deal with that Octavia ult. Able to almost do so, but the loose core is going to go over to Lightning Witch, who's going to be picking up that barrier. Still, though, Kocherin is going to be picking up Lightning Witch's death, as they are now dead. That flip! A very good flip, but just an unfortunate angle. It's going to lead to it going away, but still, that Julie ult is going to be enough to get the barrier. Both goals open. Just Logan looking to kill, but a good evade is going to avoid that. Even then, the Atlas ult was out. So Krano Neko doing their part to support the team. Kocherin having to try and find an opening here, not able to do so. That great set of passes. Team player is coming in clutch here, trying to bounce off the middle. Almost passing. Lightning Witch going to try to intercept, but it's not enough. Great defense on the side of Slot Machine, but it's not enough. They'll have to find an offensive push, and they haven't been able to do so quite yet. Serapi and Kocherin going to try and find an offensive push themselves. However, Just Logan is going to have to use the flip to avoid it. Lightning Witch almost striking Serapi for the core there. Almost able to do it, but not quite. The speed on Just Logan is going to lead here to not much. The core is still floating a bit. Both teams are making offensive plays, but neither one is able to connect, as the defense on both teams is just incredible here.
I always find it funny when these matches get into, you know, just goalie hitting red core back and forth, because the forwards are just forced to play in the midfield. Because if you're committing to one side or the other, you're not making much of a difference. There just isn't too much you can do. But Serapi and Kocherin looking to commit right here as they're able to finally acquire some offensive pressure. And Lightning Witch with a core flip, but stopped by a beautifully timed Atlas secondary from Krano Neko. And suddenly we're back to stalemate.
we're back. Yeah, I don't think team players helped it much. As a goalie, I do like the Awakening. It's very fun. But admittedly, having how effective team player is, using it does sort of just lead to playing back in that endurance match, waiting for overtime, and getting those red cores. But it's very effective here. A great pass through Just Logan over to Kocherin is going to finally lead to the stalemate ending, and the point being given here. We're at it 2-2 here. Jakar Glazers still looking to close it out. We'll have to see how it works out for them.
We saw, beautiful dash punch into flip from Kocherin. Krano Neko actually used strike shot to proc team player right there to get that pass on that point, which was pretty cool. And I mean, it's over. It's all going to hell for Slot Machine right now. but they might be able to bring it back. Just Logan is able to get up in their face just enough to where Chikara Glazers is not able to quite close out this match. And Kachirin misses the dash punch as Just Logan has a well-timed evade. And suddenly both barriers are gone, and it is still anyone's game here. Just Logan activating the Octavia secondary, going in for the goal and finding it as Slot Machine is able to claim their first set. They're not out of this yet. These teams are fantastically evenly matched. Both of them just keep finding ways to one-up the other. And wow, what a draft order, by the way.
Yeah.
Both of the back drafts falling to the advantage of Chikara Glazers. Drakkar gets rapid fire here, and Knife's Edge instead going to Karina Neko, a fantastic awakening to pick up on this match or on this map. Kachirin opting for spec training. I can only imagine that is more of a denial towards Just Logan. Or no, it's because the other pickup was Among Titans. Never mind. Spec training makes a whole lot of sense. I'm sure Just Logan would love to have spec training as well, though, on Julie. We're moving into a fourth set for this match.
It is kind of interesting. We were talking before about how that one gamer really liked taking spec training on the Kazan goalie, but even though they had first pick, they didn't opt for it. It's going to allow Kachirin to pick it up, and well, we've already seen what the Julie ult can do, so I'm interested to see what it does moving forward. Just Logan trying to find the offensive push, not able to pick it up, and Kachirin is going to find the opening to kill instead. Prano Neko and Seraphim keeping the core up, gonna try and find an opening. Still though, great defense on the due to lightning switch and that one gamer. A great strike there, able to keep the core from hitting that barrier, but that Julie ult is not gonna leave a lot of room for options. It is gonna lead to the barrier going down. Still though, you're gonna have to now deal with a full speed Octavia. Still though, that flip's gonna come out, able to do away with Octavia because of Kachirin's great hits there. Now we're going to have to do more defense again. However, it's going to be helped by the fact that Lightning Wish is going to pick up the kill on Seraphim, bouncing it a bit off the middle there, but is able to find an opening. It's now the power play for Slot Machine. Still though, a great set of defense here from Atlas is going to avoid anything too bad happening. Moving in though,
We're
still
back to stalemate.
Back to stalemate yet again. We've been talking about it, and it's still the same. Even though only one goal is open, the set of defensive powerhouses on the side of Slot Machine is keeping anything from happening.
Kachirin, though, and Just Logan both getting their core flips online here. Both of them opt to use them, because you might as well. The core's already going that fast anyways. And we're back to stalemate. Nobody has core flip. That one gamer is about to get core flip, but they've got a minute. And we'll ping pong it around in the meantime.
Yeah, the games went very differently in the previous 2 points, but for whatever reason, both teams, downloaded the script for this game, and they were both given the same script because we're just getting a lot of stalemates. But it shows how both teams are really trying their best to find those openings. We're gonna have to see the flip coming out from that one gamer to avoid the goal. Now having to deal with Lightning Witch and Just Logan, but is able to do so. And we're back in another stalemate, folks. The core is being traded, but Just Logan almost getting close there with the Octavia speed. Not quite enough though. Lightning Witch keeping the core in. And we're back to another stalemate. Strike wars on both sides are going to cause the core to be traded. Lightning Witch almost picking up a goal, but not quite. Going to use the flip, but is going to miss slightly still. Just Logan's flip is going to be hitting it, and also hitting it into that top half is finally going to give us a point in this set.
I'm surprised that Slot Machine is managing to, make some progress here. It seems like even though early on in these points, Seraphim and Kachirin grabbing plenty of KOs, that one gamer is just keeping the core alive long enough that by the time you get to overtime, Slot Machine has a real chance to win. You can't really go for too many KOs in overtime because there's a chance that you're going to miss your opportunity to influence this incredibly fast-moving core, and that could really lose it for your team. There is a lot happening here as both barriers go down for both teams, and we're not quite in a stalemate yet because overtime hasn't hit, but I'm sure we'll get there eventually.
It doesn't help that since both goalies can pretty easily red core in overtime, you really, yeah, like you said, you don't have a lot of chances for getting those kills because you can sort of play out in the open and the goalie can get it to you. But unfortunately, Krano Neko is gonna flick in a bit of a wrong direction there, allowing the point to go to Slot Machine.
Oh man, just Logan. I don't know. Oh, I guess they do also have the Among Titans speed now. I was like, is it just me, or has just Logan somehow gotten another Octavia Dash Awakening? No, they're just naturally faster now. That's Octavia for you. Who knows where that speed is coming from? We're looking at a good push here from Chikara Glazers, though, hoping to put themselves on the board for this set.
Yeah, still though, previously we were seeing a lot of points on the side of Chikara Glazers, mainly because they were able to just set up really difficult situations for the very good defense of, well, enough about defense. Unfortunately, Krano Neko getting a great flip in there, but is going to be, unfortunately, getting stopped by those Estelle Rose Thorns, leading to the possible makings of a reverse sweep as Slot Machine is looking to crawl their way back up and win this third game.
What a series of Octavia plays there from just Logan grabbing the barrier and setting up that core flip play, and then a beautifully timed Estelle primary to punch in the core. And Estelle getting egoist here. We're looking at presumably, I actually don't know what's going to be grabbed here. Okay, Stagger Swagger falls to Lightning Witch. And then Seraphim will get Fight or Flight, which is, I guess, going to give them a little bit extra speed. I mean, refreshing Drakar's secondary is not a particularly valuable tool, in my opinion, for the comp that Chikara Glazers is running, but maybe they'll get some utility out of it. Fight or Flight, a good pickup nevertheless, just for better core control. And it looks like that one gamer looking to start some brawling of their own as they opted to pick up 1-2 punch and is starting to drop abilities on Kachirin as they attempt to make plays in the enemy goal box. And Kachirin KO'd by just Logan, who's been looking for those KOs all game, but saved by the celestial intervention from Atlas. And then Kachirin gets their revenge immediately with a dash punch into the hole, and suddenly we're looking at a double power play again for the side of Chikara Glazers.
Yeah, still though, that one gamer is making very good defensive plays, able to avoid anything devious happening during the power play. Seraphim going to try and use a flip here, not able to connect. Just Logan's got the speed, but also not a lot of health. Kachirin is marking them, going to try and take advantage, but unfortunately, on the other side of the field, Krano Neko is going to lose out the strike war to the Estelle primary, and the momentum is definitely on for Slot Machine here.
Kachirin and Seraphim are both at over a 10x KO streak, I believe. And somehow we're seeing Slot Machine still manage to grab goals, and I mean they've won the last 2 sets. And so even though every single point I'm thinking like, oh man, Chikara Glazers, they're really on a roll right here. They can't be stopped. They're, staggering just Logan very consistently and getting out his core flip and all this stuff. Lightning Witch, just Logan, and that one gamer for Slot Machine. They keep proving my brain wrong and doing some fantastic stuff. As if on cue, Lightning Witch manages to snag a goal with those Rose Thorns and grabs a core flip in the process, which they're bound to use if Kachirin doesn't KO them first.
Yeah, your timing is really impeccable. Every time you mention something's about to happen, it seems to occur like soon after. I was also thinking, you mentioned the Kazan 1-2 pick earlier. The other idea I had that they possibly took that was to deny it from Kareno Neko, because if they had it, they'd be able to red core pretty easily with team player. But either way, though, again, keeping the advantage up, and the reverse sweep might be real. They're doing great work though. Just looking still on low health, but again, the speed is keeping them up. The flip is gonna be making them a target though. Gotta watch out for if Kachirin notices. Gonna try and flip there, but not able to connect. Neko still got a flip to use, and Kachirin has a bone to pick with Octavia as she's gonna be going down from that punch. Still though, amazing defense here from that one gamer, and Lightning Witch is going to lead to getting the core out of there. The power play is now over. Kachirin is going to try and single-handedly bring it in, but again, that one gamer able to defend very well. It's overtime now. It means we're back to stalemate city here, folks. Gonna try and find an opening with the dash punch, but Kachirin isn't able to quite do so. Interesting interaction there with the Atlas primary, and is gonna find an opening to take down Just Logan yet again. We love the power plays, but as we've seen up to this point, the power plays have generally been going in favor for Slot Machine so far with that impeccable defense. And again, is going to lose a barrier, but is able to avoid a goal, which is more important. Just Logan going to be going down for the third time.
Can't catch a break.
He cannot catch a break against the powerhouse of Kocher and Juliet. We'll have to see again. Does this power play lead to anything? No, as the defense is just too good. Just Logan gonna find an opportunity to take Seraphim out instead. It's now, it was now Slot Machine's turn to make use of the power play, and they're able to do so much more effectively, grabbing that goal and giving the full set of games to Slot Machine for the win.
Chikara Glazers had to have had in total like over 30 KOs, right? That's what it felt like. Sure, they have at least 20 for sure. Surely they have at least 20. That was an insane amount of KO power. But Slot Machine just doesn't care. Absolutely doesn't care. Made a beautiful reverse sweep right there. Managed to snag the victory of the whole series. I'm going to. I want to see those stats. I'm leaving the lobby briefly.
I was gonna say
it crashed. I can't look at the stats page.
Wait, what?
Any chance we can look at the stats page? No, it like for whatever reason took me too long to get out of the match, so I couldn't check the stats.
It did the same thing
Max,
to me.
Any chance we can look at those?
Let me try leaving the lobby. No, it crashed me out as well. I don't have it.
Quick, go back, watch the VOD on 10 times speed, count the number of KOs we have.
Yeah, if you'd be so nice, we'd appreciate a lot if y'all could do that for us, you know.
Just a quick little watch on 10 times speed. Man, if anybody took a look at the start of this match and was asked who was going to win, everyone would have answered Chikara Glazers. We all thought Chikara Glazers were about to sweep right here. We were proved disgustingly wrong. I mean, you can't ask for a reverse sweep story better than that. We're seeing in the replays right now, just double KO score after double KO score from Chikara Glazers. And then all of a sudden, all of that just stops. The double KOs don't stop, but the scores stop. And they start up for Slot Machine. Oh, man. That... I do find the name Slot Machine pretty fitting for the series that they just won. Started out with, I guess you could call it a jackpot with the 9-1 game one, and then got it handed to them in game two. and then came back and got a reverse sweep in game 3. That's about as far spread of a result as you could get from a best of 3 series. But they clutched it out. Congrats to Slot Machine. Very well played. We will see them move on to winner's semifinal. I say winner's semifinal. This is a single elim bracket, so this is just the semifinal. Up against another team that is composed entirely of emojis. We won't be streaming that match, though. We'll be looking at a different one that I'm not in the lobby for, and that I'm told that I need to be in the lobby for.
Lose it all against Sewer Rats is the match coming up here. And there's a couple of pretty big names on both sides. I'm very interested to see what you will tell us about that once you do get into the lobby here, folks.
Yeah, so I know quite a bit about a few of these players. So Atir is a bit of a bracket demon on the Juno. Fantastic Juno player. I don't know that there's too much that I can say about Atir, but I hope we get to see some Juno cooking from the side of Atir. Spartan, I know Spartan from CCL, and you might have run into Spartan as well in CCL. Fantastic player though. Presumably will be playing goalie here. Yes, they're in the goalie slot. Fantastic goalie player. Really knows how to hold it down on defense. And then Retry CX, another fantastic player for which team is that? Yeah, wait, this team could lose it all. And then for Sewer Rats, I was playing against Nikki Manalin. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but in comp earlier today, they're a Julie player, and then QI Jacob, I believe, is a Atlas goalie main, if I remember correctly. Am I making that up? They play Dubu Atlas goalie. Okay. Retry CX opting for the Zentaro, popular pick for them. And with Atir's Juno not being banned, I have no doubt that Retry CX is going to have plenty of time to cook with the core. We're seeing an Aimi pickup for the side of... hold on. I only wrote down one of the team names. What's the other team name?
The side of Sewer Rats.
Sewer Rats!
You got it. I am curious because they banned out Mako. Who do you think would have played Mako on the side of wait, this team could lose it all?
I don't know. I don't think Spartan plays a bit of Mako, so probably Spartan. I don't know if they would have gone with that pick, but
yeah, I guess the other big reason
for the Kazan.
The other big reason is because we have a Super Surge start here, so Mako would have loved to use that. But either way, we're in the game now. The first barrier is going to be down on the side of Sewer Rats, but they're going to try and make it push out here. Not able to do so, though. Great defense from Ithair here, getting over the core as well as the second barrier. Spartan going to have to defend against Nikki Nalen, able to do so pretty successfully. We're trying to get that quick score, not able to do so. Having to deal with a lot of hits here, but a great hit into that middle middle stage hazard there is going to lead to getting the core out. Still avoided any loss of barriers, and that Juno jump going to do great.
Zentaro secondary moment.
Zentaro secondary is gonna lead to the death of both Retry and Kenklum, but they are both back and ready to rumble. Barrier 1 gonna go down thanks to the Kazan hook. Barrier 2 gonna be avoided though, despite the Aimi ultimate coming out there. A lot of stalemating here in terms of plays, but we're gonna have to see if any of these teams can make a big push now to get that goal.
I just now realized as well that we're looking at an egoist start here. But Retry and Atir have both opted for Super Surge. Makes sense for the characters that they're playing. Kid Clam, though, who I believe is not actually Kin Clam, but we're going to call them that because that's what their username says, is getting to play Super Surge Imi, which is exciting. That is a beautiful core flip angle there from Spartan. We'll grab both barriers away from Sewer Rats. And Nicki Manalen is forced to use core flip here, more or less, or else they would have died, and then they die shortly thereafter anyways. Very unfortunate. Atir looking to score here, but actually just goes for the pass to Retry, who sneaks it in behind the Dubu wall. And suddenly they're going into set point with 2 core flips. This is looking very, very good for weight this team could lose.
Yeah, about Kenklum, I believe the name they have on Start GG is Kenklum's mod. So no clue what relation they fully have to the other player, but either way, great work getting the goal open. Nicki Manalen gonna find a very sneaky hit there around Spartan to pick up that first point for Sewer Rats.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by everything that's going on in this match. Spartan is pushing up incredibly far on Dubu, doing a very good job contributing to offense. Retry appears to be okeying QI Jacob and doing an okay job of it, but they drop that task for now to instead go and biscuit brawl Nicki Manalen and do a very well aimed secondary straight through to nab the first set. Zentaro, notably a very high mobility character, especially with a Super Surge start like this. We saw Retry kind of go all the way around the map right there and play just about every role that you could possibly ask for. They end up with heavy impact here as a result, but Sewer Rats do get the draft advantage up against both of the other members of Wait This Team Could Lose. And 1-2 punch falls to Nicki Manalen on Kazan. That is a nasty pickup. Kin Clam opting for Spark of Strength. That is going to make Imi kill combo a huge threat, even bigger than it already was with a Super Surge start. So both teams ending up with some really good pickups this draft. And really unclear which one is really going to be able to make the most of it.
Yeah, KenClam really making the most of it so far, picking up those first 2 barriers really quickly. But She Jacob is going to have some trouble there dealing with the retry Zen ult earlier. Going to lead to 1 barrier being taken out. But still, Sewer Rats have the advantage here. Although, again, we're seeing that goalie Oki from retry. You got to be careful for that. Still, though, T. Jacobs moving up, keeping that offense up, but still retry is keeping more of an offense. Getting that second barrier with the flip is going to Kaz it, but Ether Slime going to be making that work anyway to get the goal and the first point for Wait This Team Could Lose It All. Not living up to their team name the best way possible.
Kin Clam starting off this kickoff with a good dash, but they're quickly punished by Nicki Manalen's own open secondary, which grabs both of their barriers and sets up Retry CX for another swift goal. Get orbs, says it here in Retry CX. Get orbs indeed.
No need for orbs if you win the point, though. Very set of fast points so far. We'll have to see if that continues. So far, though, both teams putting up a very good fight. But Nicki Manalen going to get a very cheeky hit from the Kazan mobility over to get both barriers. It's now up on Spartan to try to defend against everything coming out here. Able to do so pretty well, though. Gotta watch out. The kill combo might be important here against the low health of Juno. Is going to use the Dubu wall to avoid anything devious with the flip. Also going to have to pick up the flip, getting the first barrier off it and is able to avoid a goal. Nicki Manalen, very sneaky hit there, but not enough to score. Just going to send it up a bit. Is going to lose the second barrier after that one hit, though. Nicki Manalen trying to single-handedly keep it up, but it's going to go back to retry. We've seen the offensive plays before, not going to be able to connect here, but for the next one, retry does have a flip. If either can get it up to retry, we could see a pretty easy 0.3 on the side of wait, this team could lose it all. And as I say that, that thing does in fact happen, which I predicted. Retry, low health, but not low morale, picking up the third point to win the second set here for wait, this team could lose it all.
Well, the tier will not end up with hot shot this draft unless something truly horrible happens. But it's not looking great, as so much of everything that Kazan wants is on this draft. Retry CX forced to grab spec training, which is possibly the worst thing that Nicki Manalen could get on Kazan, and possibly the worst thing that Zentaro could have picked up this draft of the awakenings that he could grab, besides maybe missile prop. Yeah, bit of an unfortunate draft there for wait, this team could lose it all, but certainly not game losing. Both teams still going strong in terms of their drafts, and definitely have a chance for both of them to pull out a victory here.
Yeah, all the abilities coming out, though. Spartan is able to avoid the second barrier from going down. Retry was dealing damage earlier, but is now taking quite a lot of damage themselves. And Taro, famously not very strong on the health side of things. Still, though, is going to be able to pick up that goalie orb. Great play to keep themselves in the game, and even almost pick up a barrier there. Although the great defense from Chi Jacob is going to avoid that from happening. Now, on the other hand, Ether is going to be low on health. Nicki Manalen going to find the kill, and the barrier also going to be going down. However, Retry is going to make a play on their own to grab a barrier instead. The power play not going to lead to much due to the efforts of both Spartan and Retry. And with the middle going down, Ken Clam is going to be swimming with the fishes here. It's now on the Sewer Rats, the remaining two members, to try and avoid anything bad from happening. Able to use the flip to do so. Great flip there, avoiding the IME secondary. Unfortunately, Chi Jacob is not able to avoid Retry's primary, and that's going to allow Spartan's flip to make its way to the enemy goal.
Fantastically timed hit stun from Retry CX. That's some beautiful timing right there.
The name of the game is timing out here. And Retry,
I thought it was Omega Strikers.
It's changed now with the way these teams are playing. Retry is going to try and push to get the second barrier, but is not able to do so. Great missile prop wall, though. Spartan's going to find the second barrier all on their own. So, though, we're going to see possibly a flip here from Nicki Manalen. As I say that, there it is. But great defense. They're able to avoid the flip from contributing to any barriers lost. Nice patience there, avoiding the Kazan secondary. Retry's chance to try and make a push here, is able to do so. Great setup into the secondary is going to lead to the second goal, and possibly a very fast set 3 here. Possibly coming up for wait, this team could lose it all.
It's rare that you get to combo those two abilities together on Zentaro, ult into secondary. That usually, if you attempt to chain secondary off of ult, the delay on your secondary will make it to where the enemy has a response, and your secondary doesn't land how you wanted it to. But Retry CX knew that timing, was able to put it together effectively. I should shut my yapper, though, because both of the core flips come out here for King Clam and Nicki Manalen, trying to find goals as a last-ditch effort to hopefully win this game point that's against them. Unable to pull anything off, though, and a fantastic core flip angle from a tier. Takes both instead.
Wait.
I don't know what just happened there. Was that Aimee blinking into the wall and dying to Zentaro primary knockback? I think it was.
That's the only way that could explain it, because otherwise it looked like Aimee was deleted from the source code of the game in that one moment.
She used Drakkar secondary.
She used Drakkar, just like Kazan in the previous set of games. She used Drakkar secondary, and she's also gonna have Spartan use Drakkar secondary to pick up the point here for Sewer Rats instead.
General Twy in the chat says, a tier internet going crazy. I haven't been paying attention. They must be getting some funny lag spikes. Oh man. This is a very, very entertaining match.
It's a lot. I won't lie. I've become a big fan of you saying that they're just using Drakkar secondary whenever they happen to disappear. But speaking of disappearing, the barriers are going to go down, both of them, from Sewer Rats. Still, though, Ken Clam is going to make a great play, but unfortunately the Atlas Lab alleyway angle is going to lead to no barriers being taken out. Spartan gets a freebie on this one. Nikki Manalen, however, making some great plays to keep it in, but is looking really low, and with that flip, you don't want to be hurt. Still, the Kazan secondary is going to allow Nikki Manalen to initially avoid it, but can't do much if you got a Zentaro on you. Either's going to find some amazing dribbles, does not even need to pass when they can pass themselves and find that shot to get that victory. Or wait, this team could lose it all.
Yep, that is the first game of this series of Sewer Rats versus Wait, this team could lose it all. Highly entertaining match. Sadly, a bit one-sided. Outside of all of the funny antics that were happening, but I mean, you can't be too mad about a one-sided match when you see some fantastic plays being cooked up by the entire team of Wait, this team could lose it all. I mean, all three of them had some really, really beautiful moments in there. So I was very, very happy with that match, and it's a good start to this series. I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes from here.
Yeah, a lot of changes.
I believe we're doing a casting rotation right now. Any comments you have about that last match before we roll out?
You know, a lot of characters sure really were trying to use Drakkar secondary in that match that we just saw. That's my analysis. I'm very curious to see what will be changing out. It's a shame I won't be casting on the rest of the games in this series, but I really hope that the casters coming in make a show of it and get to see some fun matches. So yeah, that's what I got to end on personally.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Frying Pan Man, for joining me on the cast. Had a great time watching all of the wonderful stalemates that have been generated by the current meta of this game, and witnessing lots of characters other than Drakkar using Drakkar secondary.
Yeah, no, they're really sharing the love on that one for sure.
But yeah, I hope y'all enjoy the rest of the stream. We'll head out, get some new casters in here, enjoy the rest of the series, and have a wonderful rest of y'all's night. Stay tuned.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Seraphim Specialized 7. I knew that. We're about to be jumping right back into it pretty quick here as both teams are ready. Game 2 of This Team Could Actually Lose versus Sewer Rat over on Night Market. And joining me for this one and the rest of the tournament, I have with me the one and only Soggy Iguana.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here once again. Now, what are you feeling about this? How are you feeling about these teams here? We've seen some excellent gameplay.
Pretty good. I watched part of the first game, but going into a little bit blind. But Striker Central over from Big Fish Friday rating us tonight. So welcome everyone. Seems that has wrapped up. So I hope y'all stick around to enjoy the last 2 series of Specialized as we jump into our match here. This is in fact game 2. I should explain, this is a best of 3 single elimination series that we're running tonight. So with Wait, This Team Could Actually Lose taking the first game, Sewer Rats is going to have to basically find a way to respond here. Now ban coming out from Wait This Team Could Lose. Mako ban from Sewer Rats. Interesting picks here for Night Market. So it looks like
I think those bans are quite interesting. We're seeing two very supportive strikers getting knocked out here, probably in the hopes to knock out kill comms.
Yeah, Ether now picking up the Juno. Looks like Dubumir coming out, a Juliet, Rasmus for Sewer Rats, and retry on the Zentaro. We'll see how this ends up going. Take a look at these starting awakenings here. Full team player start.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, literally everyone taking team player in this match.
An incredibly strong awakening that actually stacks. The more you pass to your team, the more people have it. So we're going to be seeing some red cores right off the rip, I've got a feeling.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Back passes are a very viable strategy, but unfortunate bounce there from Ether. Ended up getting a bit of an own barrier, and Juliet firing right back with a KO. As now it's just going to be a 2v3 for a little while. Retry, trying to make something happen in this bottom corner, will get the mix-up into the top side as Ken Clam, though, looking for a push. Spartan able to defend as Ether will respawn here as Retry. Able to hit that level 2, get that Zen ult coming up soon in the top corner. Wait, this team could lose. Going for a push with the dribbles, trying to bring it out, but Sewer Rats is able to keep it safe for now. Soup comes out on the bottom side as well to keep the defense held down. Spartan trying to get the play going, but it looks like Wait This Team Could Lose has run out of steam on that push. Gonna have to wait a moment to retry, but speaking of retry in the top corner with the Zen ult, couldn't find anything with that one, but with core flips coming online here pretty soon, Nikki Middleton getting the barrier, but the midfielder going down. Another barrier coming down here. Core flip comes out from Kwai Jacob, and Ether with the dribble, pass down to retry to find the goal. That'll be Wait This Team Could Lose getting the first point.
That's the speed we're talking about here. That was strictly due to overtime, but I'm expecting to see this right off round rips, especially on Night Market with that middle barrier. We're going to be seeing a lot of fast cores. People are going to need to know ahead of time where the core is going, as it's going to be less than slow to react to. That being said, that is an unfortunate bounce on the Tofu. A strict Dubu moment for sure.
Yeah,
Another unfortunate Tofu. My goodness. Dubu's abilities sabotaging the team plays as Dubu does.
Retry though with the Zentaro passive, able to secure it, putting Wait This Team Could Lose onto the set point. Running in Sewer Rat's gonna have to find a response to this, as Spartan still does have a core flip though in his back pocket, just in case to hold on in those dangerous situations. Not a lot of energy on the side of Sewer Rats right now, so they're gonna have to maybe play the long game on this round, as Ether looking to make a push here. Quad Jacob able to get it back over to Nikki Middleton in the top corner. Flurry comes out, but Spartan burning that core flip to get it back over to Retry, who's able to secure a barrier here, and now it's Ether with the speed passing it back up to Retry in this top corner. They've been having a lot of success up here, but Nikki Middleton able to get it out and actually grab a barrier, and Ken Clam off the rebound picks up the second one. Nikki Middleton going for the dash punch, doesn't quite secure it, and now it's back to Retry, who has a core flip up in the top side, needs to retain core control here, goes for the dash, but Ether in the bottom able to secure it off of the rebound. Now it's Spartan trying to get it back up the field. Quiet Jacob is still about to get core flip actually as well. Retry holding on to theirs as well, but Ether also on the energy game here, as both teams are open. 5 seconds till overtime in the top corner. Nikki Middleton didn't have the dash, it looked like, to secure that, but Ether forced to use the core flip to get out of that situation. Quiet Jacob forced to core flip right back, as Nikki Middleton looking for a dash punch, but the soup comes out to keep it safe there from Spartan. And retry with the Zen ult, looking for a goal. Can't quite reach the core flip. It hits air, unfortunately. Spartan passing it down to Ether, but Ken Clam with the whiplash, able to outpace it and find a point for Sewer Rats.
Absolutely brilliant whiplash usage there. Getting to use both the haste and the light hit to redirect it in a perfect angle. You love to see it. Hook right off bat to maintain, or rather gain core control immediately. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out. Ether with a perfect slime hits the bumper.
Nikki Middleton about to get a core flip up pretty soon in a few plays. Will secure a barrier here and earn that core flip up, staying up in that scoring position, just waiting. Here comes the hook from KenClam to get the offensive pressure going once again. Core flip comes out, but Spartan with the pumpkins able to shut it down for now, but they still need to get it out of this bottom corner as Nikki Midland goes for the dash punch, but doesn't quite find it. Oh, almost an unfortunate pass from Spartan, but luckily they were able to clear it out as now it's back into the midfield, but the forwards from Wait This Team to actually lose, having a little bit of trouble getting this going. Kwai Jacob bringing out the roll here to shut down Retry's play, getting up to Nikki Midland. Flurry comes out, Log comes out, and Nikki Midland all able to secure that barrier and open up the goal. KenClam going to be getting energy up pretty soon, but Retry brings down another barrier as both teams are open, entering this overtime. Retry with the Z ult, doesn't get the goal, but gets the kill. A pass from Ether to get the point and take the set. Wait This Team could lose is starting off by winning.
A very strong opening from Wait This Team could lose it all. And we're looking to get into an interesting draft here. Obviously, Super Surge on Zentaro being one of the best things you could pick up. Being first in the draft, nothing's going to stop him from getting that.
Yeah, Super Surge pickup, pretty big there. Looks like the Rasmus going to wait a moment. Hot shot falling over to Spartan. Big Fish makes sense. Size on the Rasmus goes hard. Stagger Swagger over to the Juno. Heavy impacts on the Juliet as Quad Jacob opting for that glass cannon, that extra speed. Monumentalist will stay on the board, but still some good pickups nonetheless here as we go into our second set. Great kickoff here in the midfield. A lot of action, but no barriers go down. Kwai Jacob bringing out the pumpkins early on the top side will result in Sewer Rats picking up a barrier, though, but Retry firing right back with a barrier of their own. Lether and Nikki Midland both looking kind of hurt here. Gonna have to play for their life. Retry looking to go for the KO. Spartan trying to clear it, but Nikki Midland is in that corner and is able to secure the barrier. Now still staggered, but up in the goal box is KenClam pushing up, trying to find the pass, but Nikki Midland forced to retreat to avoid dying there. Now Kwai Jacob passing it back up, trying to get it through Ether as KenClam pushing up with the Whiplash, receives a pass, doesn't quite get it through Spartan just yet, trying once again for the pass, and off the dribble gets the mix-up into the top side of the goal.
We're seeing a very strong showing here from KenClam. Being able to control the core really aptly and absolutely mix Spartan here. Not to say anything about Spartan, he's been holding it down quite solid. A very strong death touch there, however, unable to really convert off of it.
The energy is up now for a few members in the game here, as it looks like Shooter Rat's pushing this top corner, trying to keep this play alive, but Retry with the core flip is going to grab the barrier and interrupt that momentum. KenClam does have a core flip up though in the pocket, but so does Spartan pushing up into that midfield, pushing this bottom side with the team. KenClam goes for the core flip. Unfortunate night market angle though, won't accomplish too much. Luckily the barrier is still standing, and now Nikki Midland in the top side earns Spartan's core flip and gets the barrier here. Absolutely huge for Sewer Rats, but Retry going for the Super Surge dash through KenClam and Kwai Jacob, doesn't quite secure the barrier, and now KenClam and Nikki Midland in a great place to score. Nikki Midland bringing out the core flip, but the pumpkins come out to shut it down on the goal line, but still a dangerous situation here as Retry and Ether desperately trying to defend this, and Spartan will be able to get it out with that team player speed. Once again, though, still has an open goal. They still need to bring down this barrier, and there we go. Ether and Retry able to get it down. Core flip from Ether right into the top, right through Kwai Jacob. The core flip plus the team player proc made that thing go at Mach 10. Kwai Jacob could not even react to that one.
Absolutely fantastic flip. The speeds here are really going to start ramping up as we see, especially as awakenings that boost power or impact start getting picked up. This core is going to be flying.
Yeah, for sure. And now is Kwai Jacob the one with the core flip in the back pocket. KenClam, interesting little backwards pendulum there to keep the control going. And now looking for a push in the top side. Kwai Jacob bringing out the pumpkin. Spartan bringing out the soup in response. And it will actually hold down the barrier here. Nikki Midland going for the top one, but it will actually float down to the bottom one instead. A barrier is a barrier, and Retry in the bottom corner with the dash goes for the barrier, but Kwai Jacob is able to clear it. We'll have another chance here, but a hook from KenClam will shut that play down, but Kwai Jacob goes for the core flip, and Retry with the block earns the barrier here. And now it's back up to Nikki Midland, but Spartan earns the core flip and sends it back over to Retry. Goes for the core flip, but KenClam with the hook absolutely destroys that play. Ether will with the jump from the bottom side will send it right into the top as the Wait This Team could actually lose takes another point.
What a series of plays happening there. That is for certain. Holy.
Yes, really solid play there from Ether. Great positioning to be able to recover the core there after KenClam was able to shut down that core flip. And quick double barriers here for Sewer Rats. KenClam gonna have energy up shortly, but Spartan does have that core flip just in case. This is a dangerous situation though. Retry able to secure one barrier off the Zen ult. Trying to go for two, trying to keep the play alive with the Super Surge. Will secure that one, but KenClam getting dangerously close to that core flip. A few more hits, and there it is. Up in the midfield, but Retry just really trying to score this. Needs score now or never. KenClam going for the core flip, sends it over to Nicky Middleton. The core flip from Spartan saves it, but Nicky Middleton gets the KO and burns the core flip here. It's just the forwards from Wait This Team Could Lose trying to defend here. KenClam and Nicky Middleton though going for the shot. KenClam finds the top corner right around Ether. It's just not quite enough. Sewer Rats on bringing it back to set point.
Truly a back and forth game. We're seeing some very equal matches here. The hook from KenClam, unfortunately, Retry sees it coming this time, reacts, both barriers getting scored, the flip coming out, however, the Tofu able to stop it. Oh.
And Quad Jacob in a dangerous situation, not a lot of energy, and staggered, and Retry finds the kill after the elusive runs out and picks up the score. So that's Wait This Team Could Lose, picking up their second set and going into what could potentially be a pretty big draft here. Ether, the MVP, they could just be looking to close this out. A couple neat things here on the board. Nothing, I don't think, too insane. We'll see what they end up going with. Looks like built diff to deny the size on the Rasmus. Always a good move. Rasmus opting for the quick strikes.
Very interesting draft panning out here. The prize fighter, normally not something I believe in, but Retry certainly has been able to secure these KOs. So if that stacks up, we're going to be seeing some real trouble come out here.
Yeah, we'll see. Retry has been doing pretty good on the KOs. Nicky Middleton opting for that spark, opting for the long game, trying to hope to bring it back here. I mean, it's really now or never for Sewer Rats. They lose this game, they are out. So they got to try to make the ultimate comeback and bring us to a game 3. But with Nicky Middleton staggered like that, it's going to be tough. They will ever secure a barrier, but Wait This Team Could Lose, firing right back with a double barrier of their own. Soup comes out in the midfield here as the forwards from Wait This Team Can Lose are looking for the kill on Nicky Middleton, but just can't quite find it. And now Nicky Middleton versus Spartan goes for the dash punch, but Spartan is able to clear it out here. Quad Jacob passing it back up to Nicky Middleton. Retry does have a core flip in the pocket. Now KenClam in the midfield trying to keep the control, wins the strike war, sends it back over as Ether falling back to try and defend here. Spartan getting the pass over to Ether, dribbling up the field, getting it to Retry, has the core flip, finds the KO with it, and secures the point.
Absolutely incredible. It looks like the Sewer Rats are going to have to keep the core away from Retry. Every time he has that flip, hell breaks loose. A very deadly striker with a more deadly ability on the flip there.
Yeah, Retry definitely a threat to Quad Jacob. Gonna have to make a drastic game plan change, though I'm not really sure what that would even be at this point. Really, they're just hoping for a miracle to bring this one back, but Nicky Middleton finding a KO onto Retry will buy them a potential power play here if they can keep the control going. But Ether with the slimes is able to really just keep it on their side of the field. Yeah, Sewer Rat's not able to do too much there, and Ether with the core flip to just keep the pressure going. Sewer Rats just couldn't quite find their footing on that play. KenClam does have a core flip though, has to burn it immediately, sends it back over to Spartan. Doesn't accomplish too much. Spartan dribbling it, trying to get out of this top corner. Solid save against Nicky Middleton there. But pass over to Nicky Middleton. Spartan burning the core flip to keep it out. And now Ether on the bottom side going for the slimes. The redirect to grab the top barrier here. Core flip comes out from Quad Jacob. Doesn't accomplish too much, but Nicky Middleton off of the missed roll. Ether falls back to defend though and will save the barrier here. And now in the top corner, Wait This Team Could Lose. Looking for a push. The soup has to come out from Quad Jacob, but Nicky Middleton finds the kill onto Ether. And now KenClam looking for a push once again, but Spartan has the soup up, and with that retries able to clear the second barrier and keep the offensive pressure going by himself. But Nicky Middleton, or KenClam, fires right back with a double barrier. Retry does have a core flip, but whips it on the air. Oh no, and KenClam passing down to Nicky Middleton wins the strike war to put Sewer Rats on the board.
Once that clock reaches overtime, there is nothing stopping this core. It is downright impossible to keep up with it. People are going to have to know ahead of time. They're going to have to see where it's going, and any sort of mix-up is going to cause problems here. We're going to see both candy canes coming out, facing off against each other, not accomplishing too much.
Now Nikki Middleton in the top side, going to be getting energy pretty soon. They can play around that flip potentials. Ken Clam as well, very high on the energy meter, and wait, this team could lose. Not a lot of that yellow bar yet. One barrier will go down here. Nikki Middleton looking for a second one, will get it. Ken Clam with the hook, sending it back up in the top corner. Why Jacob pushing up to try and keep it in the midfield, but Retry with the Zen abilities sends it right back. Kwai Jacob will be able to clear it for now, but Retry firing right back with the Super Surge dash to grab a barrier here, and now looking for a second one, but Ken Clam dribbles it up, but not enough positioning, not enough presence to go for the goal. They both have core flips up though, but they got to get it out of the hands of Retry. Flurries comes out to send it back over. Ken Clam trying to keep up in the midfield, trying to keep it going. Spartan burning the core flip. Ken Clam burning the core flip. Nikki Miller burning the core flip, and it still doesn't go in. Both core flips gone, and Retry just grits a barrier for it. Kwai Jacob now sends the core flip to try and get it out, but a wild bounce there from Spartan sends it all the way around the world and will eventually allow Nikki Middleton to find the barrier, or to find the goal there, as Sewer Rats are on set point and have a chance to bring it back, but a bit of an energy discrepancy going into this final round, what could be the final round, as not a lot, all of Sewer Rats bars are empty. They will get one barrier, and they will pick up a KO though. One barrier to one barrier. They have a chance to try and pull it back, but wait, this team could lose has been very solid in these 2v3 situations. Spartan holding it down. Beautiful clear there to retry, almost by pixels, but yeah, Ken Clam hooking it right back, getting it back over to Nikki Middleton. Unfortunate bounce there. The barrier will go down as now retry will pick up another barrier. Both teams open. Pass over to Ether, just finds the shot, as that brings wait, this team could lose to match point.
Two Rats looking down, but not out yet. Rats known to be fierce when in a corner here. I'm expecting some wild plays from them. We've seen wonderful positioning from Nikki and some great ability usage from Ken Clam.
Yeah, they are definitely in a corner here. One more point and they are out of the series entirely. Retry does have that dreaded core flip up, and Kwai Jacob burning the soup there means that's going to be a long cooldown until that comes back up. No cooldown awakenings over there. Ken Clam also looking a little bit injured, has to avoid retry, just pinging him to stop the regen. And now retry in the top corner, grabbing the top barrier. Zeno coming out, grabs the second one. Core flip comes out, and through all of the abilities, all the members of Sewer Rats is able to send it in and take the game and take the bracket there for wait, this team could lose. So they will be moving on.
The second, definitely a 3-0. Didn't feel like it one bit. We saw some great showings from Sewer Rats. Unfortunately, unable to secure the sets was a problem there. The retry and Ether, however, were absolutely fantastic on the offense, as well as Spartan's stonewall defense really amazed me there.
Yeah, definitely holding it down. Retry putting in a lot of work, almost winning almost every time they were put into an interaction to grab a barrier or something. Kwai Jacob just didn't have a great answer for dealing with that Zentaro. So yeah, wait, this team could lose, might actually end up winning, as they will be advancing to the finals. Their opponent has not been determined yet, but it will either be slot machine emoji or the rabbit wolf like ninja emoji. I don't know what to call that team, but it's what is it? It's like Cat Kupo. Yeah, it's Cat Kupo, Ketty, and Twisty over on that team. So
with how they've been playing today, I think they deserve to be called the Animals. They've been playing like absolute beasts out there.
That makes sense. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll just say the Animals, because I'm not saying cat emoji, wolf emoji, ninja dog emoji every single time.
Unfortunately, for those who choose team names, some of them you choose are unpronounceable, and I cannot verbalize an emoji.
Yeah. Well, just looking at these stats briefly. Nikki Middleton did have 5 KOs coming off of that game, so pretty decent, but I mean, it's not enough when retry is out here with obviously 6 goals, 30k damage, 4 KOs of his own. I mean, yeah, just a very solid performance there. 9-5 for weight this team could lose. A parody, if you will, of weight this team could win. But yeah, I think we just have to wait a bit for. Oop. Thank you, Start GG. What a great thing.
It's a fantastic website, isn't it?
It's a good website, yeah. But yeah, I think we just have to wait a bit for the other games for the other game in the semis to finish up to see who is fighting. Suarez does go into the 3rd place tiebreaker though, so they could take 3rd place. But yeah, I think we're just chilling for a bit. So how was your day, Iggy? What did you do today?
What did I do today? Well, I played some Omega Strikers. This is my favorite game, Omega Strikers. I got to do some chores around the house, and I got to do possibly my favorite thing, which is going to be casting Omega Strikers right here with you. Nothing better. But what about you, Lego Mage? How's your day been?
I was working like all day, so yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
Oh no, it was good. It was good work. Good work. Put in a good effort. Accomplished a lot. So that's what I was doing. But yeah, I think we're just gonna end up throwing it to break for a little while we're waiting for this game to finish up. Oh wait, I think it is finished. I lied. Yeah. Okay, never mind. They did finish. Yeah, they just finished. Never mind. I'm funny.
It looks
no,
like
Animals won.
Animals.
Yeah, Animals won. So it's gonna be the Animals versus wait, this team could lose it all over in the grand finals. So I think we will take a quick 2-minute break while the map bans come through, but we'll be right back with grand finals, best of 3, Animals versus wait, this team could lose. So do not go anywhere.
It's the moment we've all been waiting for. The best of the best are going head to head in this winner takes all grand finals. Lock in those peg strikers.
All right, we are back heading into our grand finals, best of 3. Wait, this team could lose versus what we have dubbed the Animals because their name is a bunch of emojis, animal emojis. So we got Spartan, Retry, and Ether versus Cat, Kupo, Ketty, and Twisty over on Imi's app, a very kill-heavy map, and with 2 Zen mains in the game being Retry and Twisty, this is the battle for, I guess, Zen supremacy. So we'll see how that goes if they end up actually playing Zentaro or if someone bans it out. But either way, going over to Imi's app, super kill-heavy map, you know the deal. And we'll see how they end up handling this, if they end up going with Rasmus, who ends up going with Rasmus, or if they just all end up banning it and being boring. But
I think I'm with the chat here, or I'm hoping I'm with the chat here in saying that I really hope Zentaro stays open. I would love to see the clash of Zentaro mains happen here. There's a bit of a deficit in games played between the two of them. That being said, on Imi's app, it could be a bloodthirsty battle.
Well, here's the thing. If someone does ban the Zentaro, they are not banning Rasmus. And on Imi's app, if you're not playing Rasmus, you kind of have to ban Rasmus. So it's a weird banning thing, but we'll see what ends up happening, as it looks like wait, this team could lose is in fact going to ban the Zentaro. They don't want to see Twisty Zentaro. Get him off of that. And the Juno ban comes out. So Rasmus is still open, but yeah, no Zentaro mirror today, sadly.
Not only is Rasmus open, Juliet is open, and a lot of people know about Rasmus app, but people don't really understand Juliet's app. I think Juliet is a much stronger striker on this map than Rasmus. Controversial, maybe, but just being able to choke hold an area and basically hold a lane. We're actually going to see Juliet versus Rasmus in this game, so we're going to be putting this theory to the test. Holy.
Yeah. And take a look at our starting awakenings here. Missile Prop, Spark of Rezil. Everyone takes Missile Prop except for Retry goes for the Spark of Rezil on Juliet, obviously. But Cat Kupo over on the Classic, Pauldron's Finny, Twisty, of course, on the Rasmus. And Ether actually taking Pommeler's Estelle here. Gonna look for some big KOs, potentially. And a quick snipe onto the barrier there. as Wait This Team Could Lose has opened up the goal pretty early on into the match. Cat Kupo gonna have to find a way to get this out, and with Retry taking a lot of damage, actually staggered here, they will establish a pretty solid presence as they're trying to push this top side. Cat Kupo pushing up to the mid lane to cover the bottom as Ketty going around the center hole to reposition, trying to get it back over to Twisty, who is looking for the kill on retry. And there it is, Cat Kupo finding the snipe, getting it back over to Twisty as well to pick up the barrier. Spartan does have a core flip in the back, but Ether still stuck at level 1, gonna have a much more difficult time controlling the midfield. Almost gets KO'd there as Ketty brings out the Imi turret as well. Retry will respawn here, but a dangerous situation though. Retry finds the KO, but Cat Kupo with the snipe from midfield will pick up the point as bunch of animal emojis takes the first one.
Missile prop on the card really makes it go. It covers so much ground that's going to have to be a threat that Spartan keeps a lookout for at all times.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like that on the Rasmus hook too, but with Retry getting it around the barrier there, that will be a quick open goal. There is a lot of energy up on the side of a bunch of animal emojis, though, so they do have the energy advantage as Ketty with the dribble over to get it to Twisty to pick up a barrier of their own here. Core flip comes out from Cat Kupo over to Twisty. Spartan's able to block, but a core flip from Ketty will find the top of the goal to put a bunch of animal emojis on set point.
A quick and furious battle seems to be taking place here. This is going to be something very fierce. And there they go. Absolutely rest in peace, Ether. Gotta look out for that Rasmus hook.
Yeah, on kickoff, it's a bunch of mind games. You either know that they're going to do it or you forget that Rasmus exists. And especially with that missile prop, you have to be very careful if you're standing on the opposite side of the hole. But Twisty going for the old Rizzle Dizzle. It will succeed as the hook into the mix-up finds the top corner and takes the set for a bunch of animal emojis.
Cat Kupo with the special, absolutely wonderful pass, winning them the round with it.
All right, it looks like we do have some notable things here on the board. Monumentalist could be a good pickup for Cat Kupo. Glass Cannon as well. Egoist is on the board if someone wants to look for those power plays. Spark of Strength, though, to deny retry further down the board here, which will allow Ketty to pick up the Egoist. Quick Strikes going over to Spartan. Demolitionist on the Juliet. Twisty opting for that Monumentalist to go with the missile prop, and the Fight or Flight going over to Ether. So yeah, that hook is definitely gonna be pretty scary now. Missile prop Monumentalist, it is hitting 30% harder at max range, and obviously it can go very far.
I'm really excited to see what Twisty's able to do with these hooks, whether it be for the core control or the KOs. Having both those awakenings at once, very frightening.
Yeah, and now with an open goal, Cat Kupo sending it back into the midfield here. It gets it around Ether, as Ether is actually absolutely wombo comboed into oblivion. The barrier will go down, but this could be a big push here from a bunch of animal emojis, but Retry will find it from the midfield, maximum distance. Pauldron's Finney is not that fast, unfortunately, and it will just float right in there. So Wait This Team Could Lose will be putting up their first point.
That hook seems to go the whole way and lasts around half the width of the lane on a whiff. That's going to be some funny plays incoming. And
Ketty with the core flip up now. Retry about to get his up pretty shortly as well. Cat Kupo, though, the core flip on the defense takes out Ether once again. Just been seeing the death screen so often this game as Twisty goes for another mix-up. It gets sent a little bit too far. 4 more seconds until Ether gets up as well, but Twisty pushing into the bottom corner will force Retry's core flip, but Ketty with the strike war will find the point anyway.
The animal emojis really are unleashing the beast on this one.
Yeah, so far performing very well. Ketty still with a core flip in the back pocket, and Twisty's energy coming online pretty soon. Finney coming out to shut down Retry's push as Ketty in the midfield looking to get it back over to Twisty. Burnt the core flip to send it over into the bottom corner, but Ether able to get it out, get it up to Retry as they try and push to this top corner, and it will be successful with the punch. Grabs the barrier, goes for the pass on retry, but Cat Kupo with the hit stun will stop the shot from ever happening. Spartan in the midfield does have a core flip just in case as retry goes for another shot. Spartan burns the core flip but sends it right into the cat cannon, as now it's Ketty and Twisty looking for the push, and Twisty with the strike war will pick up the barrier. Retry is staggered. Twisty with the core flip finds the KO. Ether is also staggered. Twisty looks for another KO, but I think it was Cat Kupo found the kill onto the goalie there. I didn't quite catch that. I think it was the card. It just allows it to float in for a bunch of animal emojis who are just racking up the KOs this game.
These animals will not be caged. They are showing their teeth. That being said, Retry, having enough of it, says, no, I am not dealing with Erasmus one more time. KOs Twisty.
Yeah, now in the top corner, will force a core flip from Cat Kupo as the specials come out to defend that. Twisty has respawned now. Ketty looking for a push up, but Ether with the KO. The Pummeler's Estelle finds it against the Rasmus as Retry goes for the dribbles into the bottom corner. Ketty and Cat Kupo having to hold as Ketty's Egoist will pop off of that, pushing up point blank core flip to grab the barrier as Twisty comes back online, trying to find the pass up to Ketty. Spartan with the Mako secondary though will keep it alive. Twisty goes for the hook, but Retry survives off of Cat Kupo's Finny secondary. It pushed him backwards and was able to keep him alive, and Retry in the bottom corner went for the dash punch and it went around the backside. We'll try again and we'll secure it that time off of the strike. Both teams open now. Ketty with the cyber strike with the cannon. Doesn't get the goal but gets the KO, and it's enough for Twisty to get it around Ether and just sink it right in as a bunch of animal emojis take their second set.
This is ruthless. Both sides racking up the KOs. That being said, Rasmus app, as it's named, truly showing its teeth.
Yeah, and Knife's Edge and Specialized Training both on the board here. I imagine, Knife's Edge immediately going over to Ketty. You must take that
Knife's
on
Edge,
this map.
It's insane. The fact that the ring counts as an edge for the purposes of Knife's Edge goes crazy. You are speeding and powerful for most of the map.
Yeah, definitely rewarded from there.
Spartan take team player, which is, I think it's going to be strong. It's going to pull some weight here, and it's going to have to if they're looking to make a comeback.
We will see. Cat Kupo did go for double sparks, but Twisty with an immediate hook off of kickoff. Hasn't done it in a while, and wait, this team could lose. Forgot about it. Immediately the big hook, and now they have a potential for a big power play here. Cat Kupo sending it back up to Twisty and Ketty. Going for the strike war, but Retry able to win that and get it out for now, but still in a dangerous situation. Hook comes out, but Ether with the block, able to get it up to Retry and secure a barrier of their own. Looking for a push, but Cat Kupo pushing away Retry with that Finny primary, as now Retry now in the bottom, trying once again, and off a dribble will find a dash punch to keep weight this team could lose in the game with a point, but they're definitely going to need to pull something big out to bring this game back.
This team could lose it all. I believe that they can pull it back. The animals really have some KOs going here, but watching Ether's ability to intercept the core really makes me think that they're going to be able to pull it out.
Well, we'll see here as now Ether blinking up into the top. Spartan with the defense, though, managed to hold it down. Does have a core flip in the back pocket, but all of the energy for a bunch of animal emojis going to be coming online very soon as Ketty pushing up, gets the Egoist prop, staggers Ether, burns the core flip, but doesn't get the barrier there. Retry picks up the KO there onto Twisty as well, buying them a little bit more time to try and find a point as Ketty's Egoist will be wearing off here. The Finny ult coming out, not doing a lot, but keeping the timer up for allow Twisty to come back online. Ketty dropping the turret in the midfield, trying to get back up to Twisty in the top corner. Spartan forced to use the core flip, get out of a little bit of a tough situation there. Retry, though, will find the barrier off of it as Ether just trying to find the pass. Retry has the core flip in the pocket. They just need to get it out. Pass from Spartan. Retry in the top corner, burns the core flip, and with the dash punch is able to get it through Cat Kupo's core flip. And now wait, this team could lose is on set point, desperately trying to take this one and not have it go to a game 2 just yet. Oh my gosh,
that hook is a menace. It is so large, it does so much knockback. There is hardly anywhere you can stand on round start that you are not getting absolutely bodied by. And the specials, every special layered to secure the goal, absolutely insane. A quick one really whips it out.
Yeah, a bunch of animal emojis. Still definitely firing back. Wait, this team could lose, having to play very hard to try and take this last point for sure. Ether, though, in the top with a quick barrier there off of the Estelle ult. Will give them a little bit of an advantage as their barrier is still up for now. Spartan with the core flip, sending it back over. Cat Kupo, though, in the bringing out the Finny secondary in the midfield. Chase it back over to Twisty, but Spartan is able to hold in that top corner. But big push coming out from Ketty and Twisty as Ether goes down. The barrier is still up, though, but Twisty, what a hook to pull Spartan out of the way to pick up the barrier here. And now 4 more seconds until Ether is back. It's just retry, trying to keep the core away from Spartan, save those cooldowns on the goalie. Ketty going for the core flip, but retry is able to block. It takes a lot of damage for it, but finds the angle off of the center, I think, to take the set.
Absolutely fantastic special, really bringing it back. Let's hope that they can keep this momentum going and make this a set 5, goal 5 game.
Well, we'll see what happens here. Twin Drive is on the board. Big pickup potentially for a bunch of animal emojis should they opt for it. Extra special will be the pick here, though, from this Juliet. Will deny the Rasmus from getting it. Also will deny, obviously, the Imi from getting as well. Ketty going for the aerials. Another, the first spark actually falling over to Spartan, who's going to deny Cat Kupo the triple spark Exodia. But Stagger Swagger, Twin Drive, and Ether picking up that Among Titans to allow Retry and Spartan to have a little bit more presence. And hey, the speed is also pretty nice. But quick push coming out here from a bunch of animal emojis in this bottom corner. The turret comes out and they will end up grabbing that barrier here. Flurry's coming out from Retry to keep the defense up. Ketty trying to find the pass here to Twisty in the bottom corner with the dribble. Spartan is able to get out of the hit stun in time to send it out of there, but the pressure is still on from this midfield. Ketty winning against Retry here, but Retry with the dash punch is able to get it through, but doesn't have skills left to confirm a barrier or anything. It's just going to go right back over to Twisty and Ketty. Glitch pop from Ketty sends it back over to Twisty, but Spartan holds it for now. In the bottom side, Twisty with the dribbles. The cat cannon comes out, but they don't fight anything just yet, but Ketty with the ego. It's pops the core flip, but Spartan fires right back and sends it over for the barrier. Ether going down here, though. 10 seconds of a 2v3 is massive pressure, but Spartan is able to hold. Retry does have a core flip and needs to dribble up into the corner, but can't quite keep control of it. Cat Kupo getting it back over there. Ether is back online, but a snipe from Cat Kupo finds the barest just top side of the goal for the point.
Cat Kupo's cards really making Spartan's life difficult, whether it's KOing Spartan or touching the core and knocking it into the goal or the barriers. Really been on point this game. Ether narrowly avoiding demise, pulled halfway across the world, almost into the ocean, the abyss.
Yeah, now Cat Kupo with a core flip in the back pocket. I'm going to play a little bit of defense, trying to get it back up. It's just Twisty over there against all 3 members of Wait This Team Could Lose in a very defensive formation here, but this will allow Ketty to push it up into the top here. Ether taking a lot of damage once again in this top corner. They do manage to hold off of Spartan's Mako secondary, though. The cage comes out. Twisty's trapped in prison for a bit. Able to get out here, but still in a bit of a dangerous situation, though, with the pull, with the primary, but Spartan with the core flip gets it out of there. The barrier is still standing as a bunch of animal emojis barrier goes down, but they will find the barrier in return. Ketty with the core flip on the top side. Cat Kupo burning their core flip, sending it back over there, and it's just Twisty right in between Ether and Spartan. Finds the shot into the bottom. Threaded the needle there to find that point and put a bunch of animal emojis on match point for game 1.
This team could lose. This team could lose the first game here. We're going to have to see how this pans out. It's going to be riveting gameplay nonetheless. Ketty having their flip, really going to be able to apply some pressure here and hopefully get it in. The barrier going down, the flip coming out, and Twisty knocking it in. Winning the strike war and winning the set.
Wait, this team could actually lose as game 1 going over to a bunch of animal emojis. They could actually lose it all. Let's take a look at these stats here real quick. Yeah, a lot of KOs coming out from the side of a bunch of animal emojis. It looks like
a very
11 in total.
A surprisingly even spread, considering the awakenings that Twisty was able to get a hold of and grab onto, be it the missile prop as well as the monumentalist, making that hook massive. Holy.
Yeah, shared KOs coming out there. Ether, unfortunately, was the subject of many of them. Was not able to put up too many numbers here. 4,000 damage, not a lot of redirects. Was unfortunately dead for most of that game. Animal abusers definitely get a good job of keeping that midfield in check and applying a lot of pressure. Most of that game, you know, they were winning kickoffs. They were keeping the offensive plays going at every step of the way. And that missile prop start as well made those Finny cards actually huge. There was, 2 goals that Cat Kupo got from sniping it, and like all the KOs or something.
I believe it was
crazy.
2. It may have been all 3. I know one of them was definitely on Spartan. Those cards went crazy.
Yeah, but we are hopping into game 2 now, and that's going to be on Night Market. So a little bit of a different story here from IMEZAP, but we'll see how they adapt if they do end up going for the Zentaro mirror or not. It was, in fact, wait, this team could lose who banned the Zen last time, so we'll see if they keep that up or if they choose to go for the Finny or something, or even maybe an era ban. We could see, but no, it looks like they will stick with the tried and true Zen ban. So sorry, Zentaro fans, we will not be seeing the legendary Zentaro matchup today. Borg has not approved this match, so it shall not be played.
I'm hoping we can take this to game 3 and have the teams do a Zen mirror match. I don't believe that's the way it's going to go, considering the consistent ban. That being said, I think it would surely be one of the matches for the ages.
Yeah, looks like another Mako goalie pick here from Spartan. Cat Kupo on the Finny. Ether on the Arrow, and retry back on that Juliet. The Ivy coming out once again from Ketty Ketty, and it's Twisty over on that Kazan. Unless they just absolutely bamboozled me, but I don't think so. Yep, I was right. And Cat Kupo opting for the strike shot this time. Spartan going for the pauldrons here. As it is a twin drive monumentalist start, everyone took twin drive except for Ether, opted for the Monu for the big vortex. So we'll see how this ends up playing out.
Now, I'm quite interested in watching Twisty's Kazan here. I've had the pleasure of casting Twisty's games several times, and I've had even more pleasure of watching even more of them. And I normally see Twisty go X, so watching Zentaro come out is going to be a very interesting thing. Cat Koopa losing both barriers relatively quickly, while Spartan's been able to keep both. Never mind, scratch one of those, getting quick touched.
Yeah, now Ketty Ketty and Cat Kupo on the defense. Get able to get away from retry, trying to get back up to Twisty, but Twisty does not have the level 2 just yet. Gonna have to get a few more interactions. That barrier, though, will be enough to bring the Kazan abilities online, but retry with a big KO onto Ketty Ketty. Now in the bottom corner, brings out the flurries, looks for the shot, but Cat Kupo does hold and holds twice, but retry will get, in fact, a retry. Spartan sends it right back and finds the dash punch.
Truly insane. There's only so much you can evade with it being on a cooldown there.
Yeah, energy is coming online, though, for weight this team could lose. Taking a lot of damage there, retry, but does find the double barrier here. A few more touches as well, and there it is. The core flip is online, just needs to receive the pass, but is staggered in the midfield. Gonna have to play for their life a little bit, as Twisty probably looking to pick up the KO. Ketty Ketty bringing out the turret, but isn't able to secure anything just yet. Retry just hiding in the corner, trying to stay alive, trying to find a spot to core flip, but Twisty is just knocking them around the map as Ether's core flip is up as well. All the core flips, actually. For the side of our blue team here, as Ether in the midfield dribbling, fires the core flip, goes for it. Retry went for the hit stun, but Cat Koopa was able to get out of it and core flip right back. And Retry is still alive. They've been staggered the whole time. Twisty
holding on.
Just can't find the KO. Retry just playing for their life, absolutely insane, and goes for a kill of their own. Doesn't find it, but won't be punished too heavily. But now it's Ketty Ketty with the core flip, and finally Twisty finds the KO. On to retry. The cage comes out. Spartan burns the core flip, but loses the barrier anyway. And Ketty Ketty with the core flip shot. Spartan able to block it with a Mako secondary, though. Is Twisty now with the core flip point blank, and that will be enough to put a bunch of animal emojis on the board.
I'm quite impressed with retry's abilities to stay alive while cracked there. Absolutely insane. Positioning just perfect to be knocked around, but not out.
And now on kickoff here, Twisty on the top side, getting shrunk, but recovering from it, almost getting dash punched, but will pick up the barrier regardless as Cat Koopa walking the core along the goal line here, brings out the Finial to try and send it back up, but Retry and Ether trying to keep it in, sending it up now to Ketty. Ketty brings out the Cat Cannon, loses control of it. It almost results in a barrier strike shot save, but Retry will pick it up as Ether is taken out here. 2v3 now. Cat Koopa pushing up to the midfield, passing play. Twisty to Ketty. Ketty will find the barrier now in the top corner. The cage is forced to come out as Ether respawns. Retry in a bit of a dangerous situation, taking so much damage. Spartan does have a core flip though, just in case, but Cat Koopa's core flip comes out to send it back over. Ketty passing to Twisty, but Spartan with the core flip will interrupt it, get it back over to Retry, going for the barrier, but Cat Koopa holds it down as the Juliet is taken down. Twisty passing it back up, but no goal just yet. Ether in the midfield, sending it back over, won't find a barrier, but does buy a little bit more time for their forward to respawn. Retry back up now as the core on the bottom side. Cat Koopa getting it over Twisty to a Twisty, but Spartan with the Mako secondary once again able to get it out. Ketty now looking for the pass, but Ether with the interrupt will pay for it with his life though. Ketty finds the glitch pop as Retry going for the dribble into dash punch, but doesn't land contact with the core here. The core just going around the world as Retry taking so much damage. Twisty looking for the KO once again, but Retry is almost immortal, and unfortunate bounce from Spartan.
Dribble.
Oh no, you hate to see it, but that will be a yeah, that will
We've all
be
been there before.
Emojis picking up their set point.
Oh. That being said,
Yeah.
I've got hope. This team could lose it all, still able to win it all here. This is still the first set.
Yeah, there's still absolutely a chance. They've definitely been doing a bit of a better situation than they were on Imi's app, but that being said, both barriers go down. Twisty with the core flip. Goalgate's not opening quite in time though, but Ketty with the core flip as backup will find the bottom of the goal from the midfield. Solid shot there to take the set for a bunch of animal emojis.
The animal emojis have really been showing their fangs about these games, really seeming to focus on the bloodlust. Something that you love to see, something some people hate to see. That being said, very interesting draft here. One I've got my own is spec training. I don't believe that is allowed to make it to Kazan. Things might go south. Yep, being picked up by the Mako.
Makes sense, yeah. Rapid fire though still on the board as Ether actually goes for the stagger swagger to try and stay alive. That will allow Kazan Twisty on the Kazan to get rapid fire twin drive Kazan. That is scary stuff coming out, and that timeless creator as well on Ketty could potentially be huge here. So we'll see if they're able to take advantage of this, or if this team could lose, we'll find some way to bring this back. But already big pressure coming out. Ketty brings out that giant cannon to grab the top barrier, and from the top side now, looking to keep the push going. Spartan taking a lot of damage as Twisty just bullying the goalie here, trying to find the KO, and that will allow Ketty to pick up the barrier, and as the goalie goes down, it's just gonna float right in. Bunch of animal emojis. Yeah, very dominant round there, and I imagine they're gonna just keep the momentum up unless this team could lose, find some way of actually dealing with Twisty, but that's going to be very difficult to do with all these cooldowns always up.
Yeah, unfortunately, rapid fire on the Kazan. Twisty's going to be able to abuse that and just sit on Spartan and just spam cooldowns, knocking him down, whittling him little by little. As we see happening here, Spartan is not going to be able to hold on for long. Ether's going to have to take over the goal here. That being said, not much is going to be able to happen here with this core flip coming out from Twisty. Ether able to redirect it out of that, and wow, some fantastic saves and backup goalie coming out from Ether. Absolutely impressive stuff. Retry able to get the second barrier, and a core flip gonna come out here and score the goal.
They were able to bring it back there, but those stagger bars were looking so hurt. Yeah, they gotta end these before too many people die. Twisty almost picked up a KO onto Ether as well. That would have left Retry in a 1v3 situation. So they're definitely on a bit of a timer, as Spartan with no energy is just taking even more abuse from Twisty, just letting Ketty in the back kind of do whatever that they want. That'll be one barrier going down here, and with the core flip still up, for the side of a bunch of animal emojis there in a pretty good position. Spartan not looking so healthy over there as Twisty just keeps bringing out the cooldowns. There's the KO coming out once again. Ether having to hold it down once again, but Ketty with the core flip will find the barrier, and Twisty with the Kazan Strike War will pick up the point.
It is looking a little rough on the side of wait, this team could lose it all. Having to deal with that Kazan Okiing Spartan is going to be an unfortunate thing. We're gonna have to see a lot coming up from Ether and Retry here, while the cooldowns are wasted on KOing Spartan. And
Yeah,
Twist
big
KO with an absolutely massive tornado coming out from Ether here. This is their shot. This is their chance. Retry gonna attempt a barrier. Perfect double take, now triple take, I should say. Able to deflect it. Getting both barriers, however, before Twisty's able to come up.
Yeah, big power play there, able to grab both barriers, but they need to secure this point. Another big storm comes out as that will be one KO going down, but they get the point anyway, and that's really what matters as wait, this team could lose. Ties it up for set points here. This could be big.
Either picking up that Monumentalist is really going to pay off here.
Yeah, that seems to be like the win condition really, is try and kill Twisty with the storm before Twisty kills Spartan or does too much damage to anyone really, but it's going to be tough for sure. Cat Kupo has a core flip up to use offensively as well, but this is one barrier going down from Retry, almost getting a second barrier, forcing out the core flip though, as the core is back up to Twisty now. Spartan's health still permanently just at the dead zone, staggered. Retry is also staggered as well. Cat Kupo finds a double KO there with the strike shot as Twisty gets the KO on the Spartan. It's just Ether trying desperately to play the game of keep away in this top corner. Ketty brings out the giant turret though, and that'll be enough to grab both barriers. Core flip pass down to Twisty, but Ether wins the strike war to hold on just a little bit longer, as now Retry desperately needs to retry to get this goal, and with a punch will open up the goal here, but it's still anyone's point, and a very critical point at that in the top corner. Ketty trying to get over to Twisty, brings out the core flip and into the top side. That will be a bunch of animal emojis taking their second set at trying to bring this one home.
2 sets up, bunch of animal emojis are looking to be taking it right now. That being said, wait, this team could lose it all is not going to be given up. They are backed into a corner, but they are not out, and they're really waiting to fight for it.
Yeah, I don't see anything on this draft that would like immediately turn anything around. Team players pretty good, I guess. That will allow Castellas to go to Finney though. Yeah. This is going to be a very tough one for wait, this team could lose to bring back.
This could be tough. Twisty getting his hands on that rapid fire really going to cause some problems.
Yeah, wait, this team could lose. Could actually lose here. If they don't find some insane way of bringing this back. They're hoping for a miracle in this third set here. Retry will pick up one barrier, but Spartan's health bar is just not looking great. Twisty just oking them all match. As looking for a second barrier, it will be denied for now, but Ketty still on the top side. Spartan forced to run into the midfield to try and live, but will get taken down eventually here. And now Ketty versus Ether. Ketty will win that strike war to grab the barriers. 5 more seconds until Spartan is back up. It's just going to allow big pressure to come out from a bunch of animal emojis, as Cat Kupo is actually the one to pick up that goal there.
This is truly insane. Kazan definitely a weak striker, as we can see in this game.
Yeah, definitely putting in big work. Ketty's egoist popping as well. Cyber swipes into the top corner with the glitch pop. We'll find one barrier, brings out the core flip to bring out the second one as well. And just looking very dominant as now it's Ether's the one who's being targeted by Twisty. Goes down here. Cat Kupo with a core flip in the midfield just in case, but it won't matter as Twisty is able to get it around Spartan and bring them to match point.
We're gonna need to see a miracle for wait, this team could lose it all, because right now they really could lose it all.
Yeah, they it's looking very much like they could lose it all. One more goal and a bunch of animal emojis will take the entire tournament here. Retry though able to bring down both barriers and earns a core flip. Spartan's health bar looking a little bit better at this point in the match than last time, but we'll see how long that lasts. as Retry in the midfield, trying to keep it up in the corner. We'll find a KO, brings out the core flip, and into the finial. Will pick up a point, but they're going to need 2 more of those without letting a bunch of animal emojis get any more to even have a hope of bringing it back.
It's possible. We've seen some amazing saves from Spartan. We've seen some amazing saves and scores from Ether, and Retry has been an ever-present threat.
Yeah,
that being said, Twisty's still all in.
Yeah, gets trapped in the prison, but still fighting, but it's actually taking a little bit of damage here, actually a fair bit of damage here. Does have a core flip, burns it for damage, but as one barrier goes down, looking for the KO on Spartan once again, but Spartan is still barely alive here. Ketty does have a core flip, but that will be a strike where window, bringing the second barrier. Spartan goes down, core flip from Ketty right into the bottom, and that's the game. That is the bracket.
These animals really should just be called the Beast, because that is what they unleashed this game.
Yeah, that is a bunch of animal emojis taking the W in Seraphim Specialized Training 7. And hey, there was specialized training in this match. It just wasn't on the winning team. But regardless, we should call it Seraphim Twin Drive Rapid Fire Kazan. Honestly, we should change the name, because that's what's winning. That's what's winning games. Clearly, 5 goals, 8 KOs here. From Twisty, and barely even touched the core. 46 redirects, 14 shots, pitiful core touches, but didn't matter when you're just taking out the goalie all the time.
It doesn't matter. Twisty said, you know what? You guys banned my Zentaro. We should have added Gentlemen's to play Zentaro. That's it. I'm taking your life for it. Just goes to show you, it doesn't matter who Twisty plays. Twisty really is one of the best in the West, able to really carry it here.
Yeah, having the Twin Drive Kazan start was definitely helpful, to be sure. Not a lot that Spartan could have done about that, especially on Mako. Just gonna have to kind of eat a lot of that damage. You don't have a great way of evading most of it, other than trying to bring out the cage, but it's a long cooldown there. So GG's as a bunch of animal emojis. Solid, dominant performance there in both of those games. To take it home and close it out, and what a way to close it out indeed.
Certainly a game of all time. Just the pure bloodlust we saw in both sets there coming out. Those are brawlers for you, man. They are
for sure
ruthless, especially in the hands of a skilled pilot like Twisty. That being said,
this team could lose. They still get second place. They still get second place.
They really went hard. I will say I was super impressed by Ether's ability to hold it down. Saw that Spartan was just going to be biting it. There was nothing Spartan could do. Quite literally, evading all the time. Didn't matter. Ether had to back up, and backing up, they did. Absolutely fantastic. Some of those saves I thought were unsavable. Truly amazing gameplay.
Yeah, and that being said, it is so Slot Machine and Sewer Rats are fighting for the 3rd place title. Their games are ongoing, but one of them will be taking home 3rd place. So congratulations to Bunch of Animal Emojis for taking the tournament, and GG's to all the teams that played. Some solid games, especially earlier in the night. So some very close ones, some very hype ones. But that is, in fact, the end of our wonderful series for now. So thank you all for watching. Thank you to Max for producing. Thank you to our wonderful casters, Iguana and Cloak and Frying Pan Man, for showing up and holding it down, because there was no way I was doing this whole thing. I am wiped today, but thank you all regardless.
And thank you for coming and hosting with us too, Lego Mage. Can't forget you. You are fantastic. Thanks to everyone. Especially thank you guys for showing up, watching this tournament. Couldn't do it without you. Everyone and all the teams as well. The participants, fantastic. You'll love to see a community as alive and involved as this one.
Yeah, for sure. The tournament scene definitely goes pretty hard. But with that, that is all we have for you tonight. So have a good night, everybody. Eat some good food. I know it's late, but go eat a good midnight snack and go eat. Go curl up in bed and eat, because that's what I'm about to do. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you later.